How about you?
I'm very good, thank you. I have a question. We have an internship in our company. Would you like to join? Which is based in Singapore.
Well, I'm here to answer any questions you may have. So go ahead, shoot. Wow, an internship opportunity? That sounds exciting. Unfortunately, as an AI, I don't have the ability to work in a traditional sense. But thank you for...
Okay, no mind. Huh? Okay, let me summarize what it said. No, there's no music there. I think some background. See, this was a super AI model, which is already there. This video is almost 1 year old. So it means that the technology is already there. It's just getting trained and perfected, right? So what's surprising about it? I didn't ask the super AI model to say, give me the best 10 restaurants nearby. I didn't ask it to say, give me the best recommendation for a tour program or something. I just asked you a very random question saying that there's an internship in my company, would you like to join? It's a very random question. And instead of saying I did not flutter or anything, it just said, thank you for the opportunity, but being an AI model, I cannot join a traditional firm. It gave me a very intelligent, reasonable reasoning answer to that, right? And this is a 1 year old plus video. So imagine that these technologies are already there. And imagine this one sitting next to us and doing our accounting or doing cost computation or product costing. Imagine that. It's not far away from that, right? And that's what we are going to grapple with in the future. This is said, everybody said this, right? Everything is changing. And everything is changing in an uncontrollable manner, right? Until 2 weeks ago, or everybody was thinking OpenAI, billions of dollars invested by Stargate and all that, and suddenly one DeepSeek came and NVIDIA fell down by 14%, right? Uncontrollable. So, how is it relevant for us now, being a CMA group? So that's what I'm trying to bring it down. Okay, so before we go into that, some numbers. Obviously, the 5.6 billion of the 7 billion of those 5.6 billion are internet users already. Social media growth, 4.9 billion people are actively using social media. Mobile usage has become 93% increased in the recent times. ChatGPT growth, 100 million users. This chart has been presented in every AI discussion, I'm sure, right? How it reached in 6 months, 2 months, 3 months, whatever, right? See, among all this, the shocking thing is, you see AI-driven growth on GDP. A PwC analysis said it's going to add $15.7 trillion of GDP globally in not too far, in 5 years' time, right? That's like 30% of existing GDP, I think. It's huge. And that too because of AI-driven output, which means that every company is doing something to develop and deliver output, product, or some services using AI, right? Yeah, this is the chart. And you see, this is a clipping of all those news. You see the amount. Nobody talks in thousands, lakhs, or millions. Not even millions anymore. It start with B, then it is AI. Right? It is AI, after it is B. Billions of dollars. Billions of dollars. You see that. Trump announced some $500 billion, and somebody is putting some $65 billion in Facebook. Oracle guys, I think, are here also. So they're also putting a lot of money behind it. Right? Everybody is investing tons of money. So it's very safe to say that every organization, whether it is small or big, are using ChatGPT, not ChatGPT, AI, in some form or the other, right? While everybody is investing a lot of money and a lot of use cases are there, but there are a lot of challenges, right? Challenges being, to start with, data, right? Cost accountants, we are fundamental users of data. Without data, we can't do any work, can we? Right? Without reliable data, it is impossible for us to do our job. And you all would have known how difficult it is for us to get reliable data when you go to any audit or any factory. Very difficult, right? And to get end-to-end data, to train an AI model, imagine how difficult it's going to be. So there is challenge right now, and data is everything. Everybody spoke about this again. Without data, there is no AI, right? Intelligence is only based on experience, data, interpretation, all that comes, right? With data comes privacy issues, security issues, hacking, all those things. Then regulations. Still, all the governments are struggling how to do any regulation to regulate this AI, because they also don't understand AI. AI also doesn't understand how it is growing by itself. So lots of things are happening. So that's another big space which is becoming challenging to the government, users, developers, everyone, right? And of course, transparency and bias. We spoke about hallucination, we spoke about wrong interpretation, fake data. So there's a lot of issues coming up with data itself. AI is great, but still, there's a lot of challenges. Along with challenges, but there's also hope, right? There are a lot of predictions saying that this will happen, that will happen. That's why that billions of dollars are getting invested. Now, with all this, morning we spoke, CEO again, he spoke, Kamal Bali, he spoke about how he's expecting cost reduction, how he's expecting new businesses, how he's expecting partnerships, collaboration. So all of this, every business CEO nightmare is in terms of cost optimization, profit, growth, expansion, talent, all of that is a challenge, right? Can AI help in all of this? Maybe yes, if adopted correctly, used properly, I'm sure most of it can help, enhance, right? So while the business is expecting this, again, this also somebody spoke today morning, right? They already mentioned about learning and unlearning of Alvin Toffler code. But again, who do you think is learning the fastest? Well, we know we need to learn, but who do you think is learning the fastest? Anyone? Take a wild guess. Exactly, somebody said that, machines. Machines are the one who's learning the fastest right now, right? We are feeding data, we are training data, they are the one who's fastest. So it means that if we need to keep up with that, at least we should start learning and be open to learning, right? That's what the whole thing is about. Okay, now opportunities for CMA. So let me put it in perspective here, right? Let's adopt digital change and AI early. There's no hiding behind this. Right, the change is coming, it is already there. Every company is investing, we saw every government is investing. So there is no hiding. It's a huge opportunity for us. So just get on to that and start adopting AI early and see how you can personalize AI for your profession, your area of work. Right, I think that is what is going to be a game changer to put you ahead of the game. Second, this is the opportunity to augment your skills, right? Traditional knowledge on accounting, all that is great. That sets the fundamentals. But how do you upskill beyond that, right? How do you move your profession? How do you move your positioning to a more strategic level, right? I think that's going to be another big opportunity for us to think, saying that we will have agents, we will have robots doing the basic data entry work and entry-level work, but we will move higher up the value chain to do more strategic work, to help business grow, to help business innovate. I think that's where the value will come from CMAs. Develop serious expertise in agentic force. This, I need to stress on this. See, 2025, I think, is going to be another big year where this term is going to be spoken about in every forum. Like how ChatGPT was, I think agentic workforce, robotic agents, all those things is going to be big talk in 2025, right? What is agents? Agents are some specialized software which will do autonomous work in your day-to-day work, right? Which will do most of the work that we are doing at a rule-based level or at a task-based level, right? And probably do it slightly more intelligently than just an RPA. Many of you would have used RPA. How many of you use RPA? Right, many of you use RPA, right? It interprets data, does some recognition of data and all that, and some tasks. But this one will do slightly more intelligent. Imagine you give access to this agent and you tell the agent that I want a product costing for my new launch of a product for next year. It can do cost prediction, it can do market prediction, it can analyze your competitor pricing, it can do market analytics, and come out with a product positioning and product cost, all in super high speed. And that's what your CEO, that's what your marketing team will want, right? This is just one example. In fact, one of our clients is actually using this, right? You would have heard of EDLP. Who's still remembering this term called EDLP? Do you know EDLP? Everyday low price. You heard of this, right? So Walmart made it a big thing for them, saying everyday low price because they'll keep the price, they'll keep changing the price every day, keep it low compared to the market years. That's exactly what's happening in e-commerce, right? Now, with AI, all these e-commerce players and manufacturing and people who are selling on the e-commerce platform, they're able to data scrape, saying that this particular product is sold by this platform, this market, at what price, and today I'll price it lower so that people come to me, right? That's the level of competition AI is able to augment. So this is just a small example of how AI is being used or what is the capability that it can bring in, okay? And another one, learn prompt engineering, very practical, right? If you need to speak a language to somebody who's speaking some other language like Hindi or whatever, you need to learn their language, right? You need to give him an instruction in which he will understand and give your output or answer. So yeah, learn prompt engineering. I think many organizations are adopting prompt engineering training as part of their onboarding sessions, I think. I don't know how big it is in India right now, but many organizations are going this way. Along with your onboarding and induction training, there's a prompt engineering training as well, right? So please get on to this. At least let's, if not mastering developing AI, at least we'll know how to command the AI effectively and get the job done, right? I think that's the fundamental that we can do. Again, people spoke of collaboration. This is a worldwide phenomenon. The way currently what things are, collaboration, partnership, sharing, adopting best practices, learning from each other, you can't hide away from this. So don't feel shy, don't feel that you can hold information and that is going to be the biggest asset over others. No longer the game, right? Holding information and being secretive, it's all gone, it's all in the past. Information is easily available now. Now, how do you collaborate to add value, drive value out of it? I think that's going to be the game changer. So again, last thing, go up the value chain. Try to use AI for the mundane task and try to go up on the strategic chain to partner with business, partner with CEOs for more business-led, strategy-led business inputs. Again, a few other applications. See, there are a lot of application areas I can talk about. There are a lot of use cases, but then it'll take the whole day. Okay, so see, you can Google this. There are like 300 use cases right now available. Just click on this link or just Google this link. You will get it. It's an exhaustive list. You'll find it very useful, okay? Now again, let me close a couple of slides like this. See, there are two divergent points, right? You all know this guy. You all know Harari. How many of you know this guy? Yeah, see, how many of you know his books? Homo sapien, yeah? So this guy is an Israeli author, thought leader. So his prediction is it's an unprecedented threat to humanity. So he calls AI as threat to humanity, a completely one end of the spectrum, saying that it is doomsday. The other end, you see Satya Nadella, he's saying this is going to be the God's gift for productivity. AI is not just a technology, it's a key to unlocking new era of productivity and innovation, right? So there are divergent views. Truth is somewhere in the middle. Probably both are true depending upon how we end up using AI. So let's use AI ethically in a more responsible manner and see how we can benefit from it in a responsible manner. I think that's all it is. Thank you all. Thank you again. Please connect with me. Happy to share more on the use cases and have a great conference, guys. Thank you.
I think it was a very interesting presentation. The point that you need to be noted, today's board, whether it is AI, ML, mix or anything, what is very important and people are looking is digital information for decision making. That is what finally it boils down to. With that information, how am I able to get a better design? How am I able to improve my processes? How am I able to put that into practice, which helps me in making a right decision? What is being done by human today is being sought out from the data that is coming on. But as somebody said, the quality of data is extremely important. For example, in infrastructure industry, I was saying, I think we are wanting time. One of the important things that people look at is tendering. It is all when, especially government tenders, go by L1. So if you have to be L1 and still want to make sense, you need to have updated information about the costs. especially if not the raw material which is available with it, the rest of the costs. So the kind of data that is available in the market, if you are trying to do that, pull that by yourself with an Excel sheet or from tool, it is not possible. So people are now looking at it from the point of pulling of data to ensure that a scenario is created. If I do this with this design and this cost, where am I placed? What was the past data? How we were how we were placed in the past tenders of similar thing. So the importance is of how I convert the data intelligently and then use that for my decision-making purpose. I think this is what at the board level it is being talked about. Simple example, and I really like the point that who is learning the fastest pace, it is the machines. We all learned that, Elon Musk's car, it also has an automated driving thing. So I was there in SFO and then driving this car along with this. One of the things I noticed that is, if there is a mistake that is done, that mistake and the pattern is immediately transmitted to the server. So the machine learns, and then next time when it comes to that point, it automatically acts. That is where your machine learning and AI are becoming very important. At home today, kids of 3 years, 4 years are using AI. That is your Alexa. It is very simple. He just starts learning to speak, saying, hey Google, get me this song. Hey Google, what is the temperature? How is this information coming? At the back of the server, the work is being done, and then the tool is used and the information is coming out. So what we need to understand from this, while each of the points that both the speakers have raised have an impact, what is the impact on that? For want of time, I think we are not in a position to spell back to you. But you remember that this digital information is going to be of very high importance in the days to come, and that is the one which is going to aid the managements in their decision making. What we present based on our thought process is not going to be sufficient for the kind of business environment that is likely to be with you. This is what I think I thought I should sum up along with this. Both of them have given us a very, very good insight. I think, in fact, we should feel sorry that we have not given them enough time. But I think had time been there, we could have had a lot more information to be shared by them. Thank you so much for that. And then over to the organizations. And thank you very much for having me here for that brief period. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. A very brilliant session, and both our speakers have provided an in-depth knowledge on the AI and machine learning. We shall now proceed to the felicitations of our dignitaries. Lavanya, the chairperson of Hyderabad chapter, felicitate CMA A2Z Murthy sir. May I request CMA Meena George, chairperson of Cochin chapter, felicitate CMA A2Z Murthy sir.
Telephone tone, offbeat tone. Are you ready? Stirring the craziest, breaking the levee, sampling it heavy.
May I now request CMA chairperson of Madurai chapter, appreciate CMA Bengaluru.
That's the radio phone. Go long. Beat goes long. That's the radio phone. Go long. That's the dome blown. That's the memory phone. My telephone drone. My vocal tone. Are you ready? Stir and crazy. Breaking the levee. Sampling it heavy. That's the radio phone on the loop go long. Record comes on. Beat keeps long. Are you
on impact of AI and ML on business and industry's expectations. I extend my heartfelt thanks to our esteemed speakers, CMA MR Suresh, the Group CFO, Senquire Pte. Limited, Singapore, and CMA Muruganand, the founder and CEO of Unimas Consulting Solutions Private Limited, Singapore. I also thank our session chairman, CMA A. Durga Prasad, CMA A to Z Murthy sir for addressing the gathering, and CMA Gomati Sankar for providing the welcome address. Finally, I thank all the members, delegates, and participants for your active participation till the session. Yeah, thank you.
I'll not take much time, 1 minute. I'm Lakshman Rao, Chairman of Visakhapatnam chapter. It is my honor to stand before you to announce that Visakhapatnam chapter, in association with Vijayawada, Nellore, Visakhapatnam. The theme of the conclave is Shresthatha Bharat, CMA's role in AI digital paradigm. In this context, we take the privilege of releasing the brochure in the hands of our respected Vice President, TCS Srinivas Prasad ji, in the presence of our SIRC Chairman, CMA Vishwanath Bhatt ji.
This is a collaboration with two premier institutes. When I say this is the gratitude from top card to all the elite fraternity of ICMI. So we have ensured this card comes to you lifetime free. We don't charge any fees on this card. This card doesn't have any fees. This card comes to you lifetime free. You can have free add-on card along with this primary card, because normally when you travel abroad, domestically when you travel, because of security reasons, you need to be airport maybe 2.5 hour early. So in that case, if you are traveling with your companion or with your spouse, so Bangalore airport, Ahmedabad, or Delhi airport is a crowded airport. So they don't allow your companion without having that card or the your discussing with us. So to help you out with that, we are giving you add-on card, and this add-on card is also lifetime. We are not charging. We are there here to, for today and tomorrow, and we will register your name today. And once you are free, we'll call you back. We just need your normal documentation, KYC documentation, your CMA membership card, is on the higher side, you'll get a and don't forget to visit our store, because this is something which is specially designed for you. And as I said, it's a gratitude from boss card to all the elite fraternity of CMA. So that's why we have given you, we have designed this card in a such a way where we are putting your logo, where we are putting your name, certification of CMA on that. So thank you so much for giving it.
Strategic cost management, budgeting and forecasting. Now I request Vijay Kiran, Regional Council Member, and Abhijit Goswami, Central Council Member, to accompany the second technical session speakers. Anil Jarad Sir, Director Finance BML, and Sri Muttharangarajan Sir, Senior Director Product Management at Oracle, onto the dais. Regional Council Member. Thank you. Abhijit Goswami sir. I'll tell you, we should be very glad to have distinguished speakers amongst us. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome Sri Anil Jarad-ji, CMA Anil Jarad-ji, who is Director Finance Bengaluru. It's always proud feeling when we associate a director of a PSU with accounting degree, sir. So glad to have you here. Anil Jarad-ji has about, yes please, it can be louder. Anil Jarad-ji has close to 32 years working primarily with BEML. He was also with Chhattisgarh Electricity Board, Electricity Department, and then he was also with BALCO. So he brings in a lot of functional expertise to the topic that we are going to discuss today. We have amongst us Shri Muthu Ranganathan ji. When we look at his profile, one thing that comes out very distinctly is he's a change leader. There has to be some new thing that needs to be introduced to the market. An extraordinary capability of working on building products and working through the change and releasing them out in the market. Not an easy thing. The most difficult thing in the leadership capability is managing change or leading change, right? And we are glad to have somebody who's doing that day in, day out. Please again a bigger round of applause. Day in, day out with different types of technology tools. Currently Senior Director Product Management with Oracle. You are also a so proud that we have both cost accountants, speakers today. I'm sure Central Council member Abhijit ji set the tone for this session. But I wanted to take the privilege of putting a couple of tasks in front of the speakers. Number one, whenever we talk about technology, any technology, not just AI, and we are in a group of cost accountants, there's always people who are and some are high end of technology. You yourself an example of designing, building, and putting out technology products out in the market. So, and everybody has to go through this journey. They have to move up the value chain. How can a person at a certain level of this spectrum enter into this space? How do they navigate through this space and move towards adding more value? That is one thing, it can come out in discussions. The other thing is, in the beginning of the day, offline conversations, we always have these discussions about is AI the competitor of human going to get replaced? So there are distinct views on this. Some people think humans will never be replaced because that's our ego, right? We have designed this and we don't want to think that something can replace us. But at the same time, we do understand that there are opportunities which AI can do better than humans. Value addition. So the point Chief Guest was driving home in the beginning of the day, not just the future is also about collaboration and partnerships, he said. Perhaps sometimes we forget that partnerships need not be with a human or with an entity, it could be with a technology. And why not today? Because this technology is able to think on its own. So in the discussion, if we can talk about how we look at AI as a partner in this journey, in this space, I think that will be a good thing. With those few words, I welcome the guests and I welcome all the audience members who have come to this session.
Our chairman of the SIRC and just now he passed away in Bengaluru, P.R. Prabhakar sir. And I request all the members to observe the silence of 1 minute.
Honorable guest, the session, Anil Jari sir and Muthu Ranganathan sir, my colleagues in the Regional Council, Vijay Kiran sir and Devraj sir, dignitaries of the dais, former presidents, my council colleagues in the Central Council, members of the Regional Council, members of the chapters, ladies and gents, and all the members and students also from different chapters, different parts of southern India. I know from some members have also come from different places in India. I welcome you all on this occasion. This session, we are starting with a very sad note that Prabhakar sir is no more. He was known to me. I used to talk to him several times. And at the same time, the show must go on. That's why we will continue with this program. And our Vijay Kiran sir has rightly set the tone. He told me that we have to set the tone. He has actually set the tone for the session. Central Council members, we are present in all occasions. We get the opportunity to meet the members, but this occasion, as the time is also limited for us, we need to hear from the honorable speakers. So I will not take much time of yours. Only thing that from the institute side, I would like to tell you, we 15 Central Council members are working together for the common cause of the institute, and all the changes which are coming in, we are trying to adopt, and that in that direction, AI is also going to be a challenge and opportunities for our profession. So our institute has taken it up also very seriously, as was told by our Vice President in the morning, that a committee has been constituted for this purpose, exclusively for development and relationship and integration of these things with our professional expertise. Now, from our side, only we can say that as a council member, we will keep on meeting and we will try to take our profession forward. We need your support, we need your guidance, but when this particular topic has become very important for us and a challenge, as was told, I thank Bangalore chapters, Southern India Regional Council to take this opportunity and design the programs in such a manner so that all aspects and challenges and opportunities are covered and we can get the opportunity to learn. The speakers are excellent speakers on these topics have been presented, and we will have more sessions tomorrow also. Once again, I thank SIRC and Bangalore chapters for giving me the opportunity to come forward you. Let that session go on, and I request the session to hand over to Vijay Kiran sir.
Now I request Anil Jiraj sir to take over the session. First technical session. Second technical session of the post-lunch. Thank you, sir.
To my co-speaker, Mr. Muthu, Mr. Goswami, and my CMA friends, ladies and gentlemen. It's both an honor and privilege to stand before you today. Before we delve into the ever-pervasive subject of artificial intelligence, I must confess, I am not an AI expert, or nor I developed any AI model. But I know when I started my professional journey, forget about AI, even computer access was very limited. It's mainly for scientific operations and access available mainly to IITs and IIs, Institute of Science, etc. But with the change of time, now it's very difficult for us even to remain away from AI tool of any nature on our day-to-day working. Change is the only constant in life for which we cannot ignore it. So along with AI tools who are changing very frequently, we have to co-op with us, because without them, we cannot even perform our day-to-day duties. With this, based on my experience, I'll try to give some insight of AI usage in our industry or our in professional life. See, AI in finance, precision, efficiency, and innovation. Though the today's topic starts with the cost management, budgeting, and forecasting, but finance is the first field where computer as well as AI has made its dent with transformative results. The financial sector has always been data-driven, but AI has taken the same thing to the next level. In finance, if you see, what are the basic things which we have to do? In finance, first we have to see fraud detection, because in finance, whether it's a bank or other financial institution, even in our company also, fraud detection earlier we used to do with a conservative methodology. Takes time with the set records. How to find that fraud? How to detect it? Set procedure was defined, SOP was maintained in mainly all the organizations, including financial institutions and banks. So this area has been taken up very well by the AI. For example, now MasterCard, they are using this AI to find out, to detect the fraudulent transactions with remarkable accuracy and reducing financial losses and winning the customer trust. The second risk, what we can say is credit rating risk. This credit risk is accurately we cannot find out in earlier days. We used to work, what is the credit rating of a particular area or particular person? It takes so much of time to come to any conclusion. But now with the help of AI, history has been created. Like Zest Finance, they are using AI to provide more accurate credit scores to their lender for better informed decisions. The third point comes to market risk. Market risk prediction. In this, AI analyzed the market data, new articles, based on the social media sentiments or geopolitical events. They find out what is the market risk. Market risk means if we have to invest in the market or we have to go for the new product, how to ascertain what is the market risk. Reliance Technology is a hedge fund who is known to use AI to leveraging predictive analyticals. Even in our organization where I am working in BML, who is having vast product range. Like Metro, I think you are traveling on daily basis. In Bangalore, Delhi, Calcutta, Mumbai, Jaipur. Railway coaches, we are manufacturing here. We are in defense business. land, vehicles as well as aerospace. We are in mining and construction. So now whenever we have to look for the market from where we can earn our revenue with the reasonable margin, or introduction of any new product, we are taking the help of AI. Like in mining sector, intense scrutiny is required because of climatic conditions and geographical condition. With the AI, we can find out the impact of fossil fuel extraction. By analyzing historical data, climatic conditions, AI could help us in diversifying our business and mitigating future risks. Another area where AI has shown a remarkable improvement, that is operational efficiency. Means automating repetitive data. Earlier, we used to calculate, we used to prepare the ledger, journal ledgers, and bank reconciliation statement. Whenever any new professional joins, first work you used to give reconciliation. Either bank statement reconciliation or preparation of journal ledger, trial. And it requires hours to come to any conclusion. Repetitive work. Difference of 56 and 65, keep on counting again and again, again and again. So with the help of this AI, now it's a matter in seconds you can find out whether your trial is reconciled. Now this reconciliation of trial, I think everyone has forget. What is the reconciliation? Why it is required? Bank, online transactions, debit credit happens instantly, immediately. UPI payment is there. So no need to reconcile. Check issued, not presented. Check deposited, not credited. So most of the professionals, highly qualified people, they just spend their hours together just to reconcile whether check has been encashed or it bounced back. And then the procedure starts, how to rectify it. Again, it takes hell of the time. Because of this, evaluation, analytical evaluation has taken a back seat. But now with the help of AI, no need to reconcile, only to find out how this fund has come and how I have to spend the money. I have to evaluate my income, I have to evaluate my expenses, how to generate profit. Because we are in industry, we are in business, for what? We all are commercial organizations. Main motto to give best product, services and earn reasonable profit. So with this, so another is financial reporting. I think you must be aware, we are a listed entity. Like other listed entities, so many reportings, financial reportings are required to submit to SEBI or the stock exchanges. Because today's shareholder investor, they are very smart. They also use AI to compare one company with another. They find out the parameters of a particular industry and they compare, not domestically, it's worldwide. Globally, they try to find out where this particular company stands and how they go about based on the financial reporting. And instant financial reporting is happening with the help of AI. Now another thing, regular compliances. As you are aware, when GST came into picture, excise, sales tax, many taxes have been submerged. One taxation part has come, GST, goods and service tax. It came in 2017 and now we are in 2025. Sea change has happened in reporting of GST itself. Earlier also we used to prepare the statement, we have to upload, then again we have to do the reconciliation. But now with the help of AI, this part has also been eliminated. Now GST server itself does everything. You have to raise invoice in GST portal. They will find out who has sold the material at what cost, whether they have paid the tax or not, who has purchased, the customer, has he received the material, again has they paid the tax, have they taken the input credit. So everything is streamlined now. So with the help of this AI, our operational efficiencies has increased to many folds. If you want to understand this, there is a case study. JP Morgan Cases Contract Intelligence, that is Coin platform. They are using this platform. It's a machine learning to analyze legal documents with the name, age, value. Everything can be taken out with the help of AI tool. So with this, their efficiency has increased. Their operational cost has reduced drastically. So like these platforms are available. I think one slide is missing here. So anyway, now I come to the cost management for which this technical session has been arranged. The cost management, nothing but data-driven decision making. Strategic planning and cost management is the backbone of any successful organization. Based on the historical data or intuition, based on that planning used to work, what to do next. What is the trend of last 5 years? How to go about. So the next year, what we will do, what we will achieve. From the previous year's mistakes, how to correct those things in the coming years. But those analyses based on the historical data, by the time we come to some conclusion, year passed out. So again we have to do planning. But now with the AI tool, planning and cost management. Planning and cost management basically means what to plan, because everything involves money. How you have to plan, what is the requirement, what is the demand, not domestically, globally, where we stand, what our competitors are doing. So now with the help of AI, this is possible without wasting much time. So now this predictive analysis is a part of strategic cost management, anticipating marketing trend, the new product if we have to launch. Like Netflix is using AI to find out which program, what rating is coming, and which part of the city or the country or globally, what is the rating, TRP. Then they finalize when to play which program. So this is the planning for them. The similar way in our manufacturing industry, We are also doing the similar planning, mainly for the niche product and the technology. What product is required? What technology is required? Like I'll tell you, recently we got order for Vande Bharat. Vande Bharat train, I think you have heard. Now, chair cars is running across the country. We are the first manufacturing company who is developing Vande Bharat sleeper train. It is under trial, and a trial done by the ICF, the railway board. It's more or less completed, and the first train likely to run, I think, very soon, maybe this month or maybe the next month. So there we were not having the technology. So whether this Vande Bharat requirement is there or not, again those things have been worked out. Where those such type of trains are running, what is the capacity, what is the benefit, what is the cost effectiveness. Our population of even a single city is more than the population of many countries. So whether, if we go by the numbers, yes, it's very much required. Even high-speed train is required. But whether it's really worth. So that study has taken by our company with the help of other stakeholders. And recently we got development order of 2 train sets for high-speed train. This which we have to submit, I think the first proto by end of 2026 or the early 2027. So there again competitive analysis, what our competitors are doing, the similar way as I told you in Vande Bharat. Whether our competitors are looking at India, whether they can come or whether we can compete to them, the cost analysis was done. With the conventional method of cost analysis, it might have taken years together. But with the help of AI, within a very short span of time, the study was completed, submitted the report, and we got the order. And now preparing the future. The next step is for future. Now again for the future, if we see risk management, strategic decision making, and resource allocation. Risk management is again, what is the market, what is the supply chain. This we have observed during COVID-19. Supply chain abrupted like anything. But how to, because we cannot stop the production. So like us, many companies, they did the analysis. This particular route, not possible. So different route evaluated. Again with the help of AI, what is the cost effective route? How to go about? Where ships are available? Who are the owner of those ships? So that again those analysis were done. Again with the help of AI. Then strategic decision. Which product to be launched? How to launch? There I give you the example of Procter & Gamble. They use AI to simulate the impact of new product launches by them, enabling the company to optimizing its marketing and distribution strategy. They are that type of company. Their business is already altogether different from the manufacturing one. But the concept is same. The similar thing can be adopted in different class of companies. And then the resource allocation. If we see the manufacturing company, what type of resource, which material? Like in metro, I'll give you the example. when we prepare a shell or a car body, what thickness of steel shall we use, which will cater the requirement of Indian environmental conditions? Can we reduce the size? Can we increase the length, or can we reduce the length? Because everything will result in the cost effectiveness. With this, we can compete with our competitors who have come from overseas market. They are well established players. We had a tough competition with them. But proudly we can say our market share now is touching somewhere near 50%. 50% metro cars we have supplied in India. The cost effectiveness, we meet with them, their cost, and the product, the aggregates they were using, we try to indigenize those things. Again, with the help of AI, who are the vendors who can do for us? MSME government has introduced. In private, it's called development of a particular item by a single person or single firm. But here, for being a government organization, the government has given us a task. You have to develop that many percentage of your procurement through MSMEs. So again, development of MSMEs, there also we used AI tools. What is their capability? What is their capacity? How they will manufacture? Where they have done? How they have done? Who are their customers? So like the resource allocation also we have to. Then the another source is human. Tough competition is there for the domestic companies. MNCs are coming to India. They pay handsome salary and they take our skilled manpower. How to retain those manpower? Studies done again with the help of AI. What is the requirement? What they want? And it has been found out that money is not the only criteria. There are many other factors to be considered. So with the help of AI, those things brought on the paper. How to retain your skilled manpower. Though 100% we cannot hold. Movement will be there. Definitely people will come, they will go, they will join other company, MNC. Yes. Money kisko bura lagta hai paisa. If you are getting handsome money for the similar work, definitely you are tend to, because you have to love your job, not the company. Because you are here to perform under any banner, because your performance will speak, not the company. So how to retain the manpower? Again, AI tool we have used. So next is supply chain optimization. As I told you, supply chain, again there will be problem. Whenever there is a problem, which sometimes we call it force majeure problem. So we have to see in the next coming year where we can have the problem. Like in metro or in Vande Bharat or the high speed. In general term we call it engine, but specifically if technical people are here, they can understand the propulsion. We call it the propulsion. Nobody is manufactured in India. To how to go about? One way, you fully depend on them, place the order, they will supply, add the cost and submit to the customer. But it's very difficult to compete. The another option is bring them to India, have a tie-up with them, make them professional production partner, or the subcontractor, or the third one is purchase the technology. But the technology problem is if we try to purchase the technology, we will get the outdated technology, which they have already used in their respective country. So this analysis, what to do, how to go about, what is our requirement of our domestic market, again based on the AI tool, we have to work out. Similar way, capital allocation, similar way, how much to invest. If I have to bring the technology, huge amount I have to invest. If I invest, what is my payback period? How I'll recover this money? So again, analysis. So for any analysis, for any analytical work or the statement, AI tool is required. This Unilever has done, Unilever, I'll give you the example, Unilever, what they have done, they find out again, they are having different type of products, similar products, and they are selling those products in a different market. Product is same, more or less same. Again, based on the demand, requirement. So they set up a small plant there or small unit so they can cater to a particular area. So how much to invest in that particular area? So that they have worked out based on usage of AI tool. Now I'll show you one AI tool which we have used in our So I think they are telling me 10 minutes more. I think you people have taken 10 minutes more in the lunch. So you have to bear with me. See the inventory. Again, inventory is a key area for any cost effectiveness. So here we developed with the help of a AI tool. Now daily on my dashboard, I get what is the status of my inventory. On that particular day, date-wise I am having the complete data. Which product, which division, what item, when it was purchased, when they have consumed, and what is the status today. Because I have to manage my working capital. To run the day-to-day business, day-to-day requirement, I have to control my inventory. Because to manufacture any item, two things are required, material and labor, to come to gross profit, which is variable, straight away related to the turnover or the requirement. So like this, we have made one dashboard. The similar way, this is for the spares also we have done in a similar way. And another we have done the receivables, collection, paisa, money. Unless and until I collect my money, paisa, from the sale, from my dispatches, I cannot roll the same money for my future requirement or my immediate requirement. So there also we have developed this one. When we have raised the invoice, what is the term of the PO or the sale order, when it reached, when my money is due, whether my marketing people collecting or not, what is the status. So we can keep an eye on these things. So my fund, my working capital should be healthy enough for diversification to introduce the new products. The similar way, quality control. In quality control, with our naked eyes, we cannot find out small error or a minute errors. So for example, I'll tell you Tata Group, they used AI-powered computer vision system, which minutely can find out what are the mistakes we are doing to increase their productivity as well as efficiency. We have not reached to that stage, but those things are in mind. I think the near future will also come to that stage. Why I'm telling? Because public sector generally impression is they are lagging behind. So now it's a competitive world. Approximately 85 to 90% of our turnover comes from competitive biddings. So we have to compete with MNCs, the domestic other players, to come to this level. And this all cost allocation. Again, what product I have to manufacture, how to allocate the cost. The cost driver we have developed with the help of the AI. What cost, where to keep, whether it's a variable, semi-variable, whether it's a general overhead, whether it's a administrative overheads. Because sometimes I have to take a decision to sell that particular product at cost of production level only to create the market. So unless and until I know what is my product cost, we cannot work out which product we have to take in the coming year. So again, the planning, budgeting of my production and the capital investment depends on the analytical work done with the help of AI. So I'll go a little fast because again they will tell me the 5 minutes only. So budgeting, as I told you, it's a continuous forecasting. So we have to keep our eyes open with the help of AI because we have to sleep 8 hours to come to the office next day. So this work we are given to the AI, keep watch what is happening in the domestic market or overseas. The another thing in budgeting, it's a part of budgeting only. Revenue forecasting, how much I have to earn. Expense forecasting, how much I have to spend. So every part we have to analyze independently, or sitting in office we cannot find out without the help of AI. Now the challenge. Now we are telling everything will be done by AI, then what we will do? Or what result given by the AI, whether those results are correct. Accuracy and data scrutiny. What data, on which analytical work done, those data has to be seen, cleared by the professionals. Analytical view they have to adopt. Because based on the set of data, we cannot do any analytical work. Algorithmic bias that we have to see. Drivers. So whenever we are developing any AI with the drivers, one team should develop those drivers, other team should verify, and the third team should clear, yes, these tools or these drivers can be used for AI evaluation. Now job displacement. Again, if AI is doing everything, then what is my role? What is the role of my team? The role of my team is not to do the reconciliation, not to write the books, do some analytical work, data available, enough data in plenty available. So what we have to do, we have to make different teams to analyze those data with the help of AI. Do more and more analysis. We can save time and cost. We can increase our efficiency and productivity. That is the job of professionals, CMAs, CAs. So these are the another products we have taken now in our company. So customer complaints handling also we are keeping now bringing on mobile. So on mobile we can know which equipment has a problem in which area, where it is working, what is the problem and who will attend. MSME, as I told you, these we have to develop so that that payment should be timely as per the schedule given by the government, because penalty is there. So that also has been defined in the system. Material selection, again, which material to be used, can we change the material? Predictive maintenance. So when maintenance is required, our equipments are running across the country. So we are now creating a data bank. When that particular equipment is supplied, how many times maintenance happened, what is the main cause of maintenance or going out of service. So those analysis being done based on the AI. So now, to conclude, I think 2 minutes are there, so I'll conclude quickly with the saying of Swami Vivekananda, who said all great movements in the world are started by the passion of individuals, even idea that is first ridiculed, then opposed, and finally accepted as self-evident. And one more, because generally audience want what other part of the person has said. So this is why John 1 even, you insist that there is something a machine cannot do. If you will tell me precisely what is that a machine cannot do, then I can always make a machine which will do just that. I think the next speaker, he is in this field. He will guide us what machine now he is going to manufacture. So I am really thankful to the chapter who has given me this opportunity to meet you, interact with you. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Now I request Muthu Rangarajan sir to take over the session. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. I think it's going to be tough after a practitioner's view of the world, with a lot of use cases around AI, what is being solved, what is already being solved by BML, and it's going to be difficult for me to now talk about some of the things, but my goal is going to be more on, I'm going to make it a little more specific, because from the morning, we've been hearing about AI, what is AI, what is it going to do, are we going to lose our jobs, and so on and so forth, and different perspectives, some great insights from all the speakers. But the focus of my part is going to be dwelling into a very detailed topic, because we all love to be detailed, right? We are all cost accountants, finance folks, we are into the details always, so we love to be more into the details and talk very specific on a few things. So first of all, how many of you have heard about DeepSeek? Okay, that was an easy question. Many of you have heard about it. But what is the relevance of DeepSeek with respect to our institute? What is it like? Any guesses? What? Cost, exactly, right? So why did DeepSeek make such a big news? It's all because I could do the same thing with less cost, right? It's all about cost management, right? Obviously, the goal is that we are going to keep getting that, right, as we move along. Now, I want to start with a small analogy. We all have taken some medicines. Obviously, we all can relate to it. So we have this concept of 3 types of medicines, right? One medicine is painkiller. So all of us have to take painkillers sometimes. It's very critical, and it's always kind of something which is required. And then there is a vitamin. Many of us probably don't. I have never taken a vitamin tablet, but of course, sometimes I do take, but generally vitamin is not something, we try to get natural things from, to get that vitamin. And then there is the third one, which is vaccine. Vaccine totally eliminates some things, right? So just to give you a perspective from technology in that context, think of painkiller. Painkillers are billing systems or automation systems, things which we have been used to, where you will get, it is required. You cannot live without an ERP today, or you can't live without an Excel spreadsheet, so on and so forth, right? So that's kind of the painkiller part. The vitamin is nice to have. And you know, today, or at least in the past, when we talk about AI, we think it as a vitamin, right? Oh, okay, it's a nice to have aspect, right? But now, at some point in time, this vitamin converts into a vaccine, wherein it is no more a nice to have, because it can eliminate some things you may be doing in a certain way, and it is, there is a new thing which has come in, and it could make you do it in a different way. A classic example for that is WhatsApp. I'm sure all of you use WhatsApp. I don't think anybody can live without a WhatsApp these days. What was that WhatsApp moment, right? WhatsApp really eliminated multiple things. It eliminated obviously a lot of the phone calls in a big way. It eliminated the SMS. We used to get all this SMS. Now also we get OTPs in SMS and all, but that's also kind of gone into WhatsApp. So WhatsApp completely eliminated one category, right? That's that vaccine movement. And we see that we all feel, and we have to be geared up to face the reality with AI. We are going to have that vaccine aspect in all parts of our business work as well as our personal work. And it's already there. A lot of places, AI is eliminating how things are done. But that was kind of the analogy here. So yeah, that's me. And I'm going to start off with this particular graphic here. We talked about AI and Gen AI. My focus is going to be primarily with AI in the context of finance professionals. We are all finance people here. I'm sure there are few non-finance people. Anybody who's non-finance here? No, okay, that is great. So all of us are finance. And finance, as we all, and cost accounting especially, we are all into numbers, number crunching, and we are left-brainers. That's kind of the way always, we are probably good in math. That's why we got into ICAA and all this kind of career. We are very good in numbers. We are good in data. We are good in all that analytics and things like that. But there is this right-brainers, right? As you can see, actors or creative people, musicians, these people are generally right-brainers. We've all heard about this left and right brain stuff, right? So what is the right brain part is the Gen AI. Like the traditional left brain has been the dominant with all the AI which has been there for many years, which is to do with numbers and analytics and learning from all the numbers, doing things like you're forecasting your weather, you're forecasting your Google route from A point to B point, so on and so forth. It's a lot of math, but the math needs to be, why it was there all along, but why it became such a huge moment with ChatGPT? It's because it brought in that storytelling element. You started telling a story with the data, and that's where it's very easy to converse with the information which is there. And for finance, I'm sure all of you agree that the storytelling part is more and more important to communicate to different stakeholders. I'll have to go and communicate to my board. I'll have to communicate to my shareholders. I have to communicate to my employees. When it is all about the numbers, well, I'm very strong on the numbers side, but I have to go and talk to analysts. I have to talk to several different stakeholders, bank, tell the story of what was my performance of my company and what is it going to be in the future is a very important aspect. And that's where we see that the AI is always going to be a marriage of this traditional classical AI, which is all about numbers and number crunching, coupled with this generative AI, which is all about the storytelling part. So if that is one thing from this session you can take away, that's going to be helpful, because that's the part we'll have to start kind of thinking about AI. Now, in terms of the finance function, Sir really talked about, already covered some of these elements with more detailed use cases, or where can AI be applied in the context of finance and business. Now, what I plan to quickly cover is a few things very much aligned to what is called generally as this whole cost management, planning, budgeting and forecasting area, right? Which is all about management, generally about kind of the management accounting part, or the management areas. So one is people want to be able to do a lot of things have to be automated. You will want to do, automation has been there for many years, but can you make it intelligent? So can you bring that element of AI? And I'm going to cover quickly all that with some examples. And then when it comes to that automation, we talked about analysis, like business intelligence was a buzzword maybe 10, 15 years back, right? Where people said, oh, you want to have this dashboard, you want to go look at the data. All the finance guys will go and look at the data, they'll drill through to see the details of the data and then take actions based on that. Now, what can AI do is, can I automate that analysis? Because I've got all the data, can the system tell me what are those exceptions? So that I don't have to go dig in as a user, I don't have to go dig in to find those issues, but the system really pops up the important ones so that I can quickly take action on them. Like for example, variances. Variance is something we keep looking at, right? What is my variance between 2 quarters? What is my variance between my budget and actuals? What is my variance between this product and that product? So on and so forth. So in terms of profitability and cost. So all of that I can surface using the data science, because all the data is there. You apply AI on top of it and then bring that insights, and you can look at Gen AI to ask that question like a co-pilot. How many of you used co-pilot in Office? So Office, the Microsoft Office now has co-pilot where you can ask questions to that particular Excel sheet or that data or in the PowerPoint. So it's conversational, so you don't have to again find out where the data, what is the issue, right? So how can you embed and get that? So that is all the automation part. The second one is the future. The future is always difficult to plan, right? Now, Sir talked about how traditionally, I've got a slide on that, but very important thing is how can I use AI to really forecast better, forecast reliably, forecast, I wouldn't say accurately. Accurate is a very difficult goal to achieve, but can it be reliable? Because can I use all the data to get my forecast instead of just a hunch or based on the brains of a few folks, finance folks and the business folks to come up with the forecast? Can I take more data? Like one of the things is that, can I take the total market potential? Like if I'm selling, I'm in the business of cars, can I look at what is the overall car demand, right? How many people are there? So I could bring lot of different drivers, and AI helps you get as much as data you want and then try to come up with a better forecast. And then all of this then can help in actions and helps in better collaboration and helps in also getting that feedback back from the humans who are part of this process, but they are all collaborating with all that information in there. So one of the things is kind of like, I don't want to cover a few things, but I'll just quickly cover that automation of analysis. Somebody talked about insights. So insights is a very important thing where I can automate and find out what are those issues, what are those anomalies, what are those basically variances, and what are the correlation. Like you're all into the cost element. So what is correlating to what, right? Like if there is an increase in certain, let's say, if there is a sudden increase in the maintenance expenses, what is it because? Maybe there was some plant shutdown or there was some shutdown in electricity, so you might have to go for diesel and so on and so forth. So there could be multiple different correlation because a certain expense has gone up or some revenue has come down. That could be because of some reasons. A competitor has launched a new product, so on and so forth. So how can I correlate? So once I have the data in the system, I don't have to, it's humanly, it's very difficult to find out all those insights, but it could just kind of generate and get you those insights. And in the cost area, cost and profitability area, again, you want to know what are the drivers which are kind of driving the issues in your cost. And we talked about, like Sir talked about the allocation part, right? How can I ensure that I pick the right allocation drivers? Now today, when you do allocations, a human is involved there who is telling that this is how I have to allocate the cost to different areas, right? Whether it is by the customer segment, I want to look at the profitability by customer segment, or I want to look at the profitability by product, or in case of airlines, they want to look at the profitability by routes. Each route, how is it profitable? But I need to then charge back all the cost to that. Now, those kind of charging back and finding out the total cost and to get to the net margin, net profit by those various contexts is a very difficult one to be done in an automated system, in a human-driven system. This is where AI can be a big kind of area. And when it comes to this whole planning budgeting, as I said, it is not just you want to be able to do planning across different areas, take your operational data, you can take your financial data, all that, come up with your plans, and you want to do costing and profitability there, and do that insight discovery and take actions around it. So that is an end-to-end process. And if you look at this slide, you really cover that you need different size of data, right? For each of the functions, people want to do different styles of planning. For example, some finance obviously does it on a monthly cycle, quarterly cycle, whereas sales would like to do it on a weekly cycle, manufacturing obviously on a daily cycle, and in supply chain. And if you look at HR, they would like to do it at a more longer term, like they are looking at skills, future skills. They are style of doing things is quite different. But all of this is all planning. Each department does it in Excel or some way they are doing some planning to be ready for taking care of the business. But how can you all bring all of this together? And AI can certainly help in that whole, what is generally called in industry as connected planning. Now this one is really a slide which we would like to cover, where I wanted to say that how traditionally people have been doing budgeting and the traditional forecasting. They have been doing, back in the days when I started my finance career, we'll do it in manually in Excel. I was fortunate to not do it manually, really in a paper. I started off with Lotus 1, 2, 3 in Excel. But at least you start very manually. You'll put in some numbers and things like that. Then came things like, I want to plan numbers based on trends. What was my past expense or revenue? I'll put a 10% growth or use some simple kind of math to come up with my plans. Or I do drivers, like what are my business drivers, and then how do I drive my outcomes based on those drivers. Now, this is where the planning context is now evolved to starting to use AI, where you could start using statistical algorithms. To begin with, that has been there for 20 years now. People have started using statistical forecasting methods to come up with a forecast. And then machine learning. Machine learning really takes it into consideration, lot more data to come up with your forecast. And that is where you get into this next generation of planning and forecasting, because then you have now an additional data point. Now, gut might be saying something, but your data, based on all the data, you might be looking at a different data point. Now finally, humans or the finance people have to make that call, or the business leaders have to make the call what the plan is going to look like. But AI is a facilitator, better facilitator, because your decisions are now going to be enabled with data. That is kind of the powerful one, where the financial planning and analysis function, corporate finance, costing, all these functions have evolved to pick up AI in a bigger way, and you can get more data lying in your ERP system, your other systems, wherever your point of sale systems, whatever be your industry, you could get a lot of data, and you can also get some market data. You could take economic factors, economic data like inflation and GDP and consumption factors, and build that into your in your forecast. So the allocation, I talked about the whole allocation process, and you could really also, one of the important things with prediction, when you do prediction, the concept is a black box for finance, right? When something is predicted, so there's some numbers coming up, and we don't know how that number was arrived at, because there is algorithms running and getting you that results. So one of the very popular concept of that here is that what is called as ML explainability, machine learning explainability. If you guys want, you should go Google ML explainability. ML explainability is a huge concept which helps in explaining your predictions or your outcomes better, so that you can trust the data. You can also measure when we say there is an accuracy, we keep talking about, oh, the prediction gives very good accuracy, like gives 90% accuracy. How do you trust that you can rely on an AI prediction? The best way to do with a finance outcome is go do something called a back testing. So you go and look at your past, let's say you take 3 years, last 3 years, take the first 2 years and predict for the third year. But the third year already has happened. And then you predict with these algorithms and see what was the actual results, because you already have that actual results for 1 year. So you can then say, oh, there is good accuracy between what was predicted and what is actual. So that really gives you confidence that, oh, look, these algorithms, these AI is helping me get a better outcome. So I can now trust it for my future predictions, right? So that's kind of the piece there. Actually, I'm going to skip this part.
In this demo,
It's a demo, but it is available publicly. But one of the big use cases, and Sir talked about it also when it comes to AR and part of the working capital cycle, is cash forecasting. Now, cash forecasting is such a powerful, required thing in business, right? Like, as you all know, when COVID happened, it was a nightmare to manage cash. Like, we always had shortfall. Most businesses ran out of cash. And it's very important that many large companies, smaller companies, they are really looking to optimize cash. How do I best understand what is going to be my cash position based on all the data I have in my system? I could have order data, I could have my invoice data, I could have several other kind of upstream data in the system. So maybe I've got a subscription contract, I've got, like for example in BEML, they may have a 5-year contract, right? They know that potentially there is going to be cash flow coming every year so much, right? But all of that today, maybe you'll have to do it in some Excel, you'll have to bring all that data and not use AI. So here is where you could really take AI's help to figure out whether, based on the attributes of your customers, will this customer pay in time or not? Or if you are getting some money in a certain currency, whether that currency is money, because sometimes when you are getting some money in certain currencies, there could be a delay. Or geographical aspects. Some countries generally tends to pay late, right? It could be a knowledge AI can learn and tell you. Or this method of receipt, maybe you are doing a lockbox, or you're doing a bank transfer, or you're doing a credit card. Depending on the receipt method, there could be an impact on the forecast. So all of this could be learned by the AI system. Now apply that on the data, and it can get you a better forecast so that your buffers are reduced. One of the biggest challenges with cash forecasting is people just buffer up some cash because they don't know, they can't accurately forecast the cash. They try to buffer and keep some crores of money just idle in the bank account, right? Because I don't know what is going to come the next, maybe I'm not very sure what is going to be my cash outflow and all. Or you might have to engage some 15, 20 guys doing that work, or it is done in a not a very regular cycle. So you could do things like cash forecasting using AI, which is a very powerful use case for artificial intelligence. And then sustainability. Now, there is a session after this on sustainability. Sustainability is such an important topic. And again, when it comes to targeting what's my carbon targets I want to achieve, scope 1, scope 2, scope 3 targets I want to achieve, I can again use AI with all the data and figure out when can I achieve those targets based on that, or what actions can I take to go and facilitate that. That's again is a very good use case. There are several use cases I'm not going to touch upon, but one of the other factors I want to highlight also is events. How does events impact my planning? Like there could be some events. There could be black swan events which I don't know, right? Like COVID happened or some other event happened. But there could be some events which I know, like there is, let's say, a Cricket World Cup happening, or some events, or the regular festival seasons, right? So many industries, it could be a factor which you could factor in as an important element and come up with a better plan and a forecast. So all of this now, as humans, there are many intelligent people who will do all these things. but it's always not possible for one human to learn everything, right? But what with AI you get is, you have some expertise in one area, but the AI can augment it with other expertise you do not have. And then together you can do a great job with what work you have. And the challenge, of course, what we see is the adoption of AI. While we keep hearing all this buzz, people are still reluctant because it's a change management issues. Basically, back in the days, people would be, just I was kind of telling somebody during lunch, my mom used to be a banker. She did that manual bank ledgers and all that. Some point in time when computers came, she had to get trained on computers, and she was like baffled with all that, right? But then eventually she learned and she could pick up and do that. So, but that change management, we'll have to really embrace that, because AI is going to stay here and it's going to be a key element of that. And we've got some kind of obstacles and what you can do to overcome that obstacles here. But finally, I'll wrap my session with this slide, that AI is on its own is not great. Human on their own are great, but really they are not like, they have to kind of look at using technology. But human plus AI is greater than human or AI. That is the core aspect we need to consider. Human plus AI is greater than either just the AI or just the human. We have to pick up AI. There is no other way out. And with that, I will kind of end my talk here. But thanks for listening to me patiently. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It is a great honor and privilege to propose a vote of thanks for the second technical session of the day. And both the speakers, one is at the manufacturing side, other one is the technical side. Both has given the blend of exposure and knowledge, what they have undergone and what they are thinking for the future, and put in front of us. Now it is our duty to utilize this knowledge in our day-to-day life, in organization, or maybe in your personal life where you are. Now I thank you once again for both the speakers, Muthu Rangarajan sir and Anil Jirath sir, and Abhijit Goswami sir and Vijay Kiran Agasya, for sparing their valuable time with us and sharing the expert knowledge for our development future as the next gen CMAs. Now I request Manoharan Tirchi chapter to present a memento to Vijay Kumar Agasya. Manoharan Tirchi chapter. Talapan, Akash, Ali, Manapuram chapter. Thank you, sir. Chapter to present a memento to Anil Jirath. continued without break. Thank you, sir.
I am CMA Sahil Bansal on the behalf of Taxonation. Basically, Taxonation is a GST and income tax e-library. As you all are working, taking conference on AI, so it's according to technology, books get demolished. So what we provide GST and income tax e-library, which you can access from your phone, from a laptop, which update on the daily basis. In this, you get login credential for this. Let's start with the login credential. After login, it seems something like this. This cover GST, income tax, both. Let's start with the GST. GST cover act, rule, notification, circular, case laws, tax rate, articles, news, forms, council meetings, RCM, draft reply, government FAQs, replies, news, videos, blog, deadline, everything is given over here only, which update on the daily basis. All the data of the GST is covered here from 2017 till now. If you have any query regarding GST, there is option ask query. You can ask n number of queries. Our expert revert your query within 24 hours. There is no limit of query. You can ask n number of queries. There is case law pattern. Like we are the one in whole India who is providing India's highest case laws till now. 14,837 case laws. I can bet no one can show me this much of case law in any library or any book. Every case law section, subject, brief is written over here. If you click this judgment, you can download, print, mail, bookmark, whatsoever you want to do. Best thing is you can read in any other language apart from English. Hindi, Kannada, Telugu, whatsoever language you want to read, you can read that. Every judgments cover decision in favor of assessee or revenue. The summary is written over here and the whole judgment is written underneath. Now you are reading this, you don't know the section 107. Just click over here, you will get to know what is section 107 as well. There is so many searching options from which you get the result. There is you can search to quote, section, subject, word, year in the name of party in favor of any. Courts covered Supreme Court, High Court, double AR, triple AR, all courts are covered. Let's say you want to find on High Court, specifically High Court, on any High Court. Let's say I want to search on section number 16 of High Court judgment, that's 2 in favor of assessee. And it's like submit. It's hardly take 4 seconds and you get the result. 103 judgments over here. Every judgment summary is written. Whatever judgment you like to download, click on that judgment, you can download over that. Notification circulars update on the daily basis. We denote color-wise notification. Green color denotes there is no amendment till now. Yellow means there is some amendment. Red means it get demolished. You can search through subject, type, word, year, any. Let's say I want to find on 2017. Just click over here. It's yellow. Click over here. There is some change which is written over here, inserted by notification number this with effect from this, and notification is also clickable. All acts are given over here. CGST, IGST, state says. Let's say CGST act. You can search through section, word, any. Let's say I want to find on section 16. Click. Here you go. If you click on cases here, all the cases belong to section 16 will appear over here. Section 16, which rule you have to read, is clickable over here, and all the amendment written underneath, which is also clickable. Same for the rules. Tax rate HSN code you get for 4, 6, 8 digit HSN code. Goods services. Goods is by 3 schedule chapter exempted. In chapter wise 4, 6, 8 digit HSN code is given. Let's say chapter 2. It's get nil. From this date, from this notification and before this date you have to read this. Is written over here. You can search through HSN or name both from any. There is article, form, council meeting, RCM, draft reply. You have some GST appeal matters. We have made some templates on that matter which you can use in your appeal matter. Notice entry case law compendium. There is one CA whom convert landmark judgments into question whether yes or no. Author's comment is given over here only. News, videos, blog. Every daily comes on your WhatsApp as well as on mail. There is last tab which is research tab. Whatever word I write here, let's say haldi, if I search whatever haldi is on GST is given over here. So on haldi it's case laws, HSN, consumer notion. 4 cheese is given, which whatever you want to find, just click on that. So basically this is our GST library, same as income tax. Due to shortage of time, I can't see you income tax as well. For more demo or any queries, I'm outside. Please contact me on my stall. There is 30% discount is going on for the CMAs for this conference. So please, if any query, do visit our stall. Thank you.
Through AI. I request CMA Rajesh Devi Reddy and CMA Rajendra Singh Bhati, Central Council member, to accompany Dr. CMA Chidambara Ganapaya, CMA Ramaskanda sir, CMA Arshad S. Deshpande, CMA M. Gopalakrishnan to the dais. Now I request Dr. CMA Gurudat CMA to present a sapling to Dr. CMA Chidambara Ganapaya. Now I request CMA Abhijit Jain to present a sapling to Ramaskanda. I request CMA Purnima to present a sapling to CMA Arshad S. Deshpande. I request CMA Santosh Kalburgi to present a sapling to CMA M. Gopalakrishnan.
Mr. Gold Brown, Mr. Milton of a beat tone. Are you ready? Stirring the crazy, breaking the levee, sampling it heavy. That's the radio phone. Go long. Beat goes long. That's the radio phone. Go long. Beat goes long.
AI can transform cost audit and strengthen ESG strategies. I would like to welcome CMA Rajendra Singh Bhati, Council Member, CMA M. Gopalakrishnan, former President, and CMA Arshad S. Deshpande, Council Member, CMA Ramskanda sir, Practicing Cost Accountant, CMA Chidambara Ganapati, Senior Director Oracle, CMA SR Gunamala, Managing Committee Member, BCCA. I encourage you to ask questions and engage in this discussion. Let's make the most from this session. Thank you, and I hope you find today's session insightful. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I request CMA Rajendra Singh Bhati to address the gathering.
Thank you, madam. Very good evening to all of you. And this is my first visit to Bengaluru. And with such a august gathering, I really offer thanks to my council colleague and chairman SIRC who requested me 2 months back, and I booked this slot. And then today I have a great chance to interact with the intellectual from the southern region. And a very relevant topic. In the morning I was thinking what is AI and how it will sustain. So from the day after, the session after session, everything is getting, just getting resolved, the query, whatever comes in a mind. So this AI is, something like whatever you think, it comes with a new solution. In the morning I was thinking that AI cannot replace the human being. But my friend who came from the Singapore, and he was talking with the lady and asking her to be a intern in her organization, because Muruganandam I met in Singapore, and then the way he was expressing about this, and he was supposed to visit this place. Then I requested him to be here, and today he was very well presenting the things about the AI. And the theme of this session, which I was referring in the morning, asking with the Vishwanath, but so, what sort of a topic you have? Then he told that we have a cost audit in AI. Because when the 2011, sir was in the helm of the affair, that time when we were going to the government, then government was saying your cost audit is something some people are opposing, because your insights of the organization coming out, technical know-how is coming out, so we cannot have a cost audit in some organization. In 2011, most of the people have, opposed that our internal data will go out. But now with AI, what I am observing, so if tomorrow government say, and recently all the government say, we are saying, sir, no, this is not the thing. There was a time when people are not knowing about the technical know-how about the starting of a business and some sort of a things. I'm from the Rajasthan, where our businessmen, they used to talk. They tell us, if you can take us to any unit, any production unit, we can set up, because we have a huge sort of a money, but we have not seen it. But now the thing is changed. If you want to have, want to set up some industry, there is a tool and technique, there is a videos, there is a processes which is given by the AI. You can set up a unit. So if somebody asks me that my technical know-hows go out, and if you want to have some technical know-hows about some industry, so I can have some people, those who are in the market, they can give me. I can purchase the information from them also. So government was telling, so the automobile industry, that time they have opposed very highly that our technical know-hows go out with some people, they will know about the competency and something. But now with the help of AI, if I want to have I want to know about the technical things of any particular industry, I can buy the data of those particular people, those who are working in that organization, what they are searching, what they are doing in this AI. There is another benefit of having these data from the AI. What I am searching, you can, if my competitor want to know what sort of things I am doing in a day-to-day life, that somebody can sell. My Airtel vendor who is operating me on the day-to-day, he can sell to someone. There is an opportunity, because see, we are saying that this will take away our job and something. It is not like this, because you will have a huge number of data, huge sort of information. Who will analyze? Who will have a time? We have so many gadgets to use it. So whenever you have a decision making, so will require some more of a people. Because today we are the young people, those who are our country, our Prime Minister are always telling that we are a demographic dividend. After 20 years down the line, what will the sustainability of people if you not engage with all sort of these sort of things. So in the cost audit also, the use of this and the use for the government as a whole, AI is playing a very good role. And see, not only this, as far as the cost audit is concerned, if you go with the taxation matter, if you go with the indirect taxation matter, where we are using the chat GPT, we got a notice from the, this offices. We upload in the chat GPT, we got a reply and something like that. So recently I met to some people, then the officers were telling, sir, nowadays we are getting all reply from the chat GPT. Well, how you come to know? Sir, that there is a first line which is saying, I hope you find well and something, some sort of line is written. So from that context, we thought that it's a reply from the chat GPT only. So if somebody by mistakenly did some wrong thing and now he is pleading a case before the authority, he cannot put emotion in that. Because chat GPT will, because officer is writing in this white collar, no? He is writing that you have done a mistake, you have evaded the tax, you have hidden my money and something, because they're the government people. Chat GPT will write in the same fashion. But the practitioner who write, he will request with the folding hand, na? So we still have a life to live, because we will, when we request the authority, we will always request with the folding hand. So, sir, by mistakenly we did it. We can put the emotion in that case and we plead, and the people have pleaded. So not only it's a tool which help us, So we as a cost accountant using the tool only, now that's our expertise. We have in costing so many tools. We have a cost audit techniques, we have a cost margin, because we are the expert of a tool. No? So costing is a science which is based on the tools and some sort of a things. So AI is again the tool, so we can use it, but they cannot replace the human beings. So that sort of a thing, but it's helpful to take your day-to-day decisions. But we have to feed the AI to have some sort of a good decision. As we feed us to take a good food, we take a good decision. So AI we have to feed good sort of information, then it will give you the good sort of results. So with this, thanks to Bangalore, this SIRC and Bengaluru chapter for hosting this sort of a new and vibrant topic and full whole regional cost convention on this. We as an institute is having an AI committee, but we are just planning to have an AI department which will work for all the chapters over the centers and for all the students. We are just planning to have an AI department in our institute. So with this, thank you. Thanks for the patience listening.
Now I request CMA M. Gopalakrishnan, former president of ICMAI, to speak few words.
Good afternoon, my good friends on the dais and also off the dais. First of all, I compliment the Southern India Regional Council led by Chairman CMA Vishwanath Bhatt for having organized one of the wonderful conventions, regional conventions, on a very contemporary topic. Of course, right from the morning we have been hearing about experts talking about the digital enablement and the artificial intelligence. And we have been actually hearing right from the beginning of the session, starting from Mr. Kamal Bali, the role the AI can play in our profession, not only in the profession, but across the organizations. Of course, Mr. Rajendra Bhatti has set out the context in the right context from our institute and the professional point of view. And we have three eminent speakers, Mr. Harshat Deshpande, my good friend CMA Ramaskanda, and Mr. Chidambara Ganapaya from Oracle. Of course, he shared a very important information to me. When Donald Trump took over, on the AI initiatives, Oracle has become one of the major partners investing in a huge initiative by the US government. That is a very important, and he also followed it up, saying that, see, we are in the Oracle has developed quite a lot of AI practical initiatives which they have implemented across the globe. I was also sharing with Vishwanath Bhatt, because this convention should not go as a two-day affair. It should be followed up with a series of programs which can be held online. Of course, many of my friends from industry, in between the sessions, during the lunchtime, tea time, they asked me. Many of them attended the Cost Congress which was held in 2024. And at that time, our Vice President TCSC, Srinivasa Prasad, had discussed with CAA TCM division on the collaboration between the ICMA and CAA TCM. Of course, many of you may know that we also signed an MOU previous year when Ashwin Dalwadi was the president. Many of the series of steps are being taken. Why I am referring to this context is in the total cost management concept, which was actually expounded by CMA and Raman. Mr. Chidambara gave me a new information. Way back in 1997, he and Mr. Raman has interacted in introducing the TCM in one of his client companies. What I could see in the last 3 years of my involvement, where we have made assessment of quite large number of companies through the TCM division, is wherever we went, we wanted to introduce the total cost management. Conceptually, it takes about the multi-dimensional approach. The entire value chain, what was discussed in the previous sessions, and how each component has got a relationship with the internal costing system of the company. And in about 90% of the cases, they said that how we can integrate or improve our costing system to see that the deliverables to many of the arms of the organization can be done, not on a historical basis, but on a real-time and predictive basis. That is what we have seen in Mr. Muthu Ranganathan's session in the last, where Oracle has developed, now it is called Enterprise Performance Management. Previously, as I knew, it was known as Hyperion. After getting integrated, it is known as EPM. And EPM is the one which actually, whenever in all our management accountant journal and all that, we say behind every decision there is a CMA. Business decision, there is a CMA. This was actually stressed not by our own profession, but the people who are using our profession. And as far as the cost audit is concerned, I have also been frequently articulating this. Many of the articles I have, series I have written for the Management Accountant Journal, that any audit is a performance evaluation, is an evaluation system. In case of statutory audit, it is a evaluation of the financial accounting system. Of course, they have actually beautifully reconverted the normal financial audit into an internal control over financial reporting. And they have made it as one of the biggest of this. Similarly, in case of company secretaries, they have converted the normal secretarial compliance into a corporate governance issue, which is actually, for us, it will be the internal control over cost reporting, ICCR. Like ICFR, it has to be ICCR. And the cost audit should go towards the internal control over cost reporting, which is nothing but evaluation of the internal costing systems of the organizations. And the outcome of the cost audit, what we submit to the government, is a summarized version of what the system is giving us a report in case of a historical data. Because definitely government has got, Mr. Bhatti was talking about the challenges what we faced when I was the president. But one of the key things which we presented to Mr. TV Somanathan, CMA TV Somanathan, who is now the cabinet secretary, was see the usefulness of the cost audit, not only from the government point of view, but from the internal evaluation within the companies. Of course, there are certain challenges. Definitely, many of the companies say that, of course, we don't want to share the confidential data, but the new cost audit system which was introduced, it has completely eliminated by using the HSN code. But two certificates what we are giving on main cost audit report is got product-wise, unit-wise, cost and profitability records being maintained within the company. And what are those records? Those are the records which are emanating from the system. And you should know, we cannot compare a financial system with the cost accounting system, because cost accounting system, in case of TCM, we call it as three silos. One is the desk cost, which is the historical cost, which we are dealing with in our cost audit. But the second and the third, which is the most important, which is useful to the company, is the would cost and the should cost. Would cost is real-time cost, real-time information, which is emanating from the system and being used by many of the stakeholders. It may be the manufacturing, it may be the quality, it may be the ESG, what Chidambara is going to talk about, marketing, then HR, everywhere it has got its spread. And how that is possible, because in case of real time, we don't talk about the historical data, what is happening, what is the trend, what is the cost algorithm what we are facing, and what is the target. In case of budgeting and forecasting, now many of the companies, they don't bother about the budgets which are fixed for the year as a whole, but it is something like a rolling forecast. Okay, because the dynamics of the system changes. Today morning, in the chief guest address, he was talking about after the change of government in US, what is going to be the major impact it is going to have on all the economies. So all these definitely have an impact on all the companies which we are dealing with. And there, the collaboration what Mr. Bali talked about has to be between the CMAs as well as the IT professionals, who will be the biggest enablers of the design of the systems what we are talking about. Of course, we have two eminent personalities, CMA Ramaskanda. I know that he is a system expert. He also always talks about the would cost and the should cost. And Mr. Chidambara, whose team has rather enabled the IT enablement of any initiative, maybe through the normal IT systems or through integrating the AI, or how the transformation can take place in future, we do not know. But all these can be done. And similarly, Mr. Harsha Deshpande, he will be going to talk about a very important topic of how to do the cost audit and how to expand the scope of the profession. This is very important. It is coming right from the institute's representative. I am sure that all the sessions will be extremely useful to you. I am also happy that in the last session, almost all the delegates are present. I think that shows the interest what you are seeing in this in the topics of this convention. Thank you.
For sharing your invaluable expertise. And now I request CMA Arshad Deshpande, Central Council member, to take over the session.
To SIRC and Bangalore chapter for this opportunity. So since morning we are talking about AI. So how we use AI? You use it for your clients, increase their productivity, their profitability, what all, what not. But what about us? So in fact, when this topic was given to me, so this cost audit and AI, okay, I have learned speakers with me who are going to take you through how they use it in cost audit. And with the permission of our chairman, MGK sir, I taken this liberty that I'm going to put it AI from the revenue perspective, okay? Using AI as a tool to, first of all, doing a cost audit, you should get a cost audit, isn't it? That is where we are struggling, all of you. Let us not talk about cost audit as a cost audit, but I'm looking at it as a professional opportunity. That is a better word. I think we should use it. Otherwise, those people who are in cost audit, they will think that I'm, encroaching their domain and, I'm trying to, It is not like that. We are trying to open up our eyes that how we can use the AI to improvise our own practice. So let us call it as how to grow the practice, isn't it? So this example you can replicate to the various professional services that you provide. So how to do it? So it's very simple. Frankly, this AI has been much talked, less practiced. Okay, I would like to ask upfront question to you. How many of you actually use AI? Anybody? I mean, Chat GPT. How many of you use it? Can you raise your hand? Okay. Other, can we name some other tools? Gemini, right? Copilot, then Dot, correct. So what not? DeepSeek newly has come. You have seen that just a few days back last week. How dynamic the industry is. That suddenly one Chinese player entering AI field, and one of the biggest corporations in US losing its stock market price by more than 20%. So how dynamic the things are. So it is good that many of you are using. So I'm going to show, some of there are so many ways to use the AI. So I'm going to talk about some of the tools that you can use it, which are very, easy to use, and I think all of us should practice it. So what I'm going to do is that this PPT, I'm just going to leave it aside for some time, but tell you that how to use AI, okay? So first of all, on the screen, everybody has this Windows. So you can see here, there is a tab called as a Copilot, isn't it? So since it is available in this, I'm going to take this example of Copilot. But other than that, you are aware that Chat GPT is there or any other listing is there. So I'm going to just open up this. And suppose this presentation, frankly speaking, this presentation is also compiled by AI. It is not done by me. Only thing is that, I use different tools. Rajendra Bhai was telling about how to, how to guess that which tool has been used. So I was talking to one of the participants over here. Even many of those who are sitting here, you must be seeing that there is something on mobile. So many of them use ChatGPT to, write their own speech. So I also use it. There is nothing wrong in it, provided you are not being caught. So now with practice, I can tell you that which AI tool has been used by which faculty. So this is the human intelligence I have developed because I use it so extensively that I know that these wordings are coming from which side. So let us take this example. Since the topic given to me is cost audit, so I'll put it like how to secure clients for cost audit. Okay. So I put this. See, in a fraction of a second, it has given me what I should do, isn't it? That it says that what I have to do is that build a strong network, isn't it? That you should have good connections. You should have, for that what you have to do, first thing that you are doing is attending the seminars like this. You can meet some important people who can take you to this. Then workshops to meet the potential client, join the professional associations, online forums regarding cost auditing and finances, leveraging social media, use of LinkedIn and other professional services to connect with the decision makers. This is how it actually works, that you can write, some good posts that suppose I am a cost auditor. I have done, some good suggestion I have given to the company and it has resulted into cost saving. So what I can do is that I can make into a kind of a report, all a small presentation without disclosing name of the client if at all there is a concern with the secrecy, and make it this way so that somebody who is looking for such kind of a services might get attracted. So then he will find that, okay, this is the resource which has done something like that, and then he can connect with me. So this is how I can connect. So first of all, you have to, one more important aspect to be noted is that it is very important to know your target. Okay. For example, today I'm talking to you. Okay. So of course, if I want to market myself, so this is not the right forum because I'm coming all the way from Pune. I got no connect. Neither I'm dedicated only from which gives the cost services. I'm more into insolvency and valuation. So target is very important. So first of all, you need to know that what practice you want to do and where the target audience lies. Many times we attend some seminars or programs. This is the market of sellers. Who is the buyer? So you have to go to the buyer's market. There you can sell your commodity. If all the sellers meet, their transaction doesn't happen. All the buyers meet, the transaction doesn't happen. So you need to have a platform wherein both sides are there. Okay. So you need to be focused that suppose I want to do, say, a practice of GST. Okay. I know that the threshold limit is there, 20 lakhs. So somebody above 20 lakhs is my potential client. I should not be, giving a minute to somebody who is not achieving that threshold. So like that, we know that the threshold for cost audit is how much? 100 crores. So 100 crores and above companies would be your target. So like that, for each service, there are such targets. And for target audience, you need to use this AI so that you can give them the focused pointers which can, they will believe that, okay, you have got something, you have got some solution to their problems, and then they will approach you, and this is how you can take it forward. So as I've given this example, you can put anything here. One very funny part of this is that even if whatever nonsense questions you have, you can put it here and nobody is going to question you about that. Okay. So it may be very, very, small question, but no harm in putting. So you have your mobile, we use so many of the other applications. Why not to use these applications and just try to get, more and more clarity that what we should do. So this particular, just one liner has given me this kind of a pointers, like offer free workshop, webinars. You can create awareness that, okay, suppose you're talking about, say, GST audit. I work in the domain of insolvency. So what I do is that I write, sometimes I attend some seminars. I give them what is the insolvency laws. Sometimes I attend a values conference, I tell them what is this thing. So it increases the awareness, it gives the probability that somebody might turn up to you. So it is not directly related because it doesn't work in professional services. It takes time to get established. So somebody today got impressed by something which you have done, he might come to you maybe next year, maybe 5 years, maybe 10 years. You never know. He may not turn up also. But that doesn't mean that you should not give a shot, isn't it? So you have to give your best of the effort, and I'm sure that over the period, this in practice, I'm more focused on the practice, but equally I'm taking care of those who are in employment. The reason being, now the employment has not remained the employment what it was. One of the key factor of that being into job was the security. Now there is no security. So even though we always say that job is maybe 10 hours practice, and practice has become 24 hours job, isn't it? So we are on the same page. There is no difference as far as the professionals are concerned, whether it be in employment or they could be in a job. So it is equally applicable to the people who are in job, because that uncertainty factor is there. We always say that in job also you have to have that entrepreneur's skills. So what is that? That is like you have to look your job as an entrepreneur kind of a situation. So you have to work around, maybe you could be head of your finance, or you could be head of your plant controlling or something like that. So you have to have that entrepreneurial skills. So that is what is nothing but doing as if you are doing a practice. Only thing is that you are governed by a certain set of rules, and also you are limited by your financial payouts. But otherwise then both are equal. So it gives you answer. The point is that why I want to show you this is that this is as simple as that. So anything you put, okay. So suppose I want to say that, okay, suppose how to, rather than, suppose let us take one more example. Okay, now I know that, okay, I need to give, I could find somebody who is, potential customer or potential this thing. The next step comes is that how to present yourself, isn't it? So for presentation also, there are great amount of tools are available. I will just showcase you one, for example. So this is how I also used it to be. So there is a one presentation tool called the gamma.ai, okay. So this we use it for presentation. So any presentation you want to do it, any presentation. So you can do maybe this text, normal presentation anybody would like to do it text maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 45 minutes. But this particular tool, it will create any presentation in many fraction of time. Okay. Suppose now this is the kind of you have to create a login, and you have to just enter with your login credentials, or you can also, suppose I want to create a presentation. Suppose I want to create a presentation. So there are 2-3 ways to do it. It could be also you can import your file, and that could be a text file, or it could be a PDF, or it could be your own firm's presentation, something like that. Or you can generate. So suppose I will click, I want to create something new. So I will click on this generate button. Okay. So what I want, suppose I want to give a presentation on, I want to give a presentation that costoid. Let's talk about costoid. Okay. So I will say that this is not presentation on, say, of CMA firm. Suppose I want to be more specific. Suppose I want to say that profile of CMA firm Harshad Deshpande and associates for cost audit. Okay. So I will just click here, click on the outline, and just you can see that it is doing something. Okay. So it is working in the background. So generally, if I want to make, say, presentation, so what the schema will be or what I will be doing. Now you can see that it has given me outline. What is this? My firm is. I have in front of you. I have just put. I have not even entered anything about me, not even entered any details about who I am or what I am. So it has given me outline. So what is the kind of outline is there? So I will say generate just for the sake of there is a lot of things I can add on. So there are many things that we can customize out of this presentation, but out of that scarcity of time, I will just go ahead and show you what it is showing as it comes, without any, investing any time. So it gives me a kind of a presentation. So isn't you amazed that, without anything, in a fraction of seconds, I am able to give a presentation, this. So I will show it to you because it's very important that I don't know what it is because I was looking at you, not at this thing. So I also have to know that key. So it says that there is a choice. See, this is what they are showing as my team. Okay, I'm really. So these are the AI-based images that they have created. There is an option that you can also use your own images. Okay, so there are keys. So as I have done it very quickly, so I didn't add the time. But you can insert your own pictures. Okay, so what it says is that this is our firm's 30 years of excellence, industry expertise, dedicated team, client-focused approach, core services, cost of it analysis, advisory. So what all we do? Our experience and team of CMA experts. What is the approach? How we approach assignment, that detailed assignment, data analysis, customized solution, implementation, support, isn't it? The track record, okay. So then commitment to the regulatory compliances, compliance expertise, industry standards, regulatory frameworks, and contact us for your cost auditing needs. So reach out and free consultations, schedule your free consultations to learn more about our services. So this is the demo of our free services using the AI. Thanks are due to this tool which there are thousands of such tools. So why I'm telling you that there are so many such tools. I have just demonstrated one tool that is also very short span of time. So like that, there is ample of content you can create. Suppose I want to, I know that I'm running just short of time, but I will say that I want to address on cost management, say in a webinar or in anything. Okay, so it gives me a kind of what I should speak about that. Actually, this one art is there that is called as a prompt writing. Okay, so what is a prompt writing? Prompt writing is that how focused or how customized you give the instruction to the AI tool. Okay, so this is a very important skill because like this, I have not written it in a proper way, so AI couldn't understand what I want to do. But this is called as a prompt engineering, and prompts are very important. You will see that there are people are being paid a very high just to write the prompts. So if you get a right prompt, suppose I want to create a image for cost audit firm, or maybe I will say that create a logo. Okay. So you can see that this, okay, it requires a login. I have not done a login. Mobile you can do on your computer, anything, and this all is a free available. So this all nothing, it costs us nothing. So like I have given the example of this Copilot. You can use Gemini, you can use this Meta is there there is a AI Meta, WhatsApp you can use it, what all, what not. So these are the new, this thing. So this is one small demo I wanted to give it to you. Just we need to open up our, eyes and not to understand AI, but also to put to use, because, since morning we are knowing it, what is the AI, but how to use it. I mean, I have got a car, so what I need to know is that how to drive it. Okay, I know, I need to know that how engine works, but most important is that I need to drive it. So my request to all of you is that let us be, technology savvy. Let us use this AI for our own productivity, because this has saved me a time. Otherwise, it will take me time to prepare a presentation which I have prepared. I have not shown to you because perhaps this demo is more important. So this saves the time. This gives me opportunity to do many things which otherwise I couldn't have done. I would have spent my time on this. So use it productively, use it for your own revenue generation. Okay, we as a CMA, whether in employment also you can find a jobs on these AI tools, so which are not available on any of these things. So my humble request to all of you is that this is the takeaway that we have to take. Use this AI in an effective way to use for your revenue enhancing, growth of your firm as a CMA, growth of your career as a CMA, whether in employment, academics, or otherwise. And let us, let us try to prosper together and use this technology which is available at very, very cheap cost. In fact, it is costing us nothing as of now. So tomorrow you will see that these paid averages are going to come and perhaps the things are going to change. So this other demos perhaps we can discuss sometime later. Of course, many of us, we are in connect with the maybe on LinkedIn or Twitter or any other platform. So I will just share with you these are my contact details. I'm free networker, so if anybody would like to share anything or any questions or this thing, I'm free for that. So thank you very much for this opportunity, and we'll catch up. Thank you.
And sir has focused on how to use AI to improve the CMA practice and to secure the clients. And also he focused on how to build a client base at a lower cost using the AI. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Now I call upon our own CMA member Ramaskanda sir, partner Rao Murthy and Associates, cost accountants. I request sir to take over the podium.
Good evening. First, I pay my respect to my Guruji, Mr. B.R. Prabhakar. I pay my respect to him first, because I have been associated with him for last 40 years. When I was a student of ICWA in 1985, he taught me cost accountancy, bookkeeping and accountancy, and also the cost audit practice. I pay my respect to him. Now, as guided by my seniors, Mr. H.R. Subramanya and Mr. Raman and Mr. M.G.K., we are talking about costing from the last 40 years, and cost accounting was there. Then we said cost accounting is not a word. Then we made it into a cost management, and then we said cost management accounting. From there we said target costing. From the target costing we say activity-based costing. From the activity-based costing we said activity-based cost management. From the activity-based cost management, we said value chain, then value chain management. From there, now we are coming to the AI, and TCM is a part of it, so that is also there. And now the words which are used are total cost of the product or total cost of the outcome, TCO. That is the jargon which we are using it. So the phases are changing. It is not only the name, the identification of the cost itself is taking a dynamic change. Like as an auditor, we have to observe the change which has taken place in the costing paradigm shift, what we call it as. Previously, we used to compute the cost, and once the computation is over, we feel that we have achieved. Like for example, during 87, because my student days, article shift used to go, either the costing or financial. Once the trial balance is tallied, there used to be a party, because that is the achievement. Today, if you ask the present student what is the debit or what is the credit, they say, I don't know, tally gives the information. From ERP, we'll take a sales dump, we take a dump from raw material, we take it from COPA, we take a dump, and we do it. But how thus entries have come into that place, that process present generation are lacking. We are lucky enough, we know how the input data, and we also know the process data, and we also know the output data. But the present generation, the main drawback is they know the output data, but they are not aware of the process or input data. So the AI is the information which gives the output data. It doesn't give how the process has taken place and how the data, input data is there. To that extent, there is a risk with the AI information. Because sir has shown me very well that how the information has come. And if, like for example, even a 4th class or 3rd class student also, they prepare their report based on AI. Excellent, no harm, technology should be used. But if you ask them to explain it, then the problem comes into picture. Then the problem, the simple way of explaining, because of the time limit is there, when we are discussing with Chidambara, like we used to come out, Gopalakrishnan, we had just a meeting. We said just one example I will give you, which is easy for you to understand how the AI works and how you are going every day to the temple. I am just giving an example. Okay, now Kumbh Mela is there, so therefore you are going to Kumbh Mela. Okay, now if you go to the AI gives the data. If you go by flight, this is the time taken, this is the cost incurred, this is the data given. So if you log in, you will get all the information. What are the different ways you can go there, and by different ways what is the time taken, and by different ways what is the cost incurred. But sitting, if you ask me to work out physically, it is difficult. You have to depend on AI. So that is the advantage of AI information. You should know how to use it, you should know how to compute it. And once again, I am coming back to my Prabhakar sir. He is a teacher. So as a teacher, as a cost editor with the AI help, you should know which question to ask to get which output. I say cost audit parameter is changing. When I am going as an auditor today, I should know which question to ask the client to get which information. That is the major change which has taken place. So now cost statement will be given to us. We have to read the figures, read the figures, read the figures. By reading the figures, by reading the cost statement, are you able to draw the cost audit observations? Then you are the auditor today. Because that is the trend. Anything is there, computer output will come. So, like previously we used to tell me, you should be able to read the figures. When I was a student, I never used to understand what to read the figures. 10,000 is given, 10,000 is there. But now, after 40 years, I am understanding, if I read the 10,000 as raw material, how to read it. If I 10,000 as a miscellaneous income, how to read it. If it is a sales overhead, how to read it. That reading of the figures need to be learned. That is the more specific. And now another 5 minutes, I will go to this one and complete. And especially there is one information which is there, which is a practicing cost accountants are facing. One is that CRA 4 and CRA 2, we are filing the appointment of auditor and also audit report. The information we give that sales revenue is so much, etc., and company's manufacturing revenue is so much. But in the ROC, A1 and A4 is filed, where companies sometimes inadvertently write entire turnover as manufacturing turnover. So with the AI, MCA can find what is the turnover written by the chartered accountant or a company secretary in ROC forums, and what is the turnover, manufacturing turnover written by CRA 2 or CRA 4, then compare and start issuing a notices, which we have already receiving. So they say there you have shown a turnover of so much, in cost audit about turnover is so much, and notice is not issued to the auditor. Notice is issued to the company. Already the Minister of Corporate Affairs is using the information, AI information. Next. Five minutes. You can give the one. Okay. in Bengaluru, the traffic signals are monitored by AI. And if you jump the signal, it can identify and give you a notice immediately. And Bengaluru-Mysore highways, you are aware of it. So already traffic signal, which is more important, and congestion, after the implementation of AI, the congestion has come down by 30%. Still congestion is there. I'm not trying to say congestion is not there. But at least we know vehicle is moving instead of stopping. The difference is vehicle is moving, but it is not stopped. So that change has already taken place. It's a live example which we in Bengaluru enjoyed and facing. This I am not reading because you are aware of it. The AI accuracy, efficiency and insight. Benefit. Self-explanatory. Challenges, initial high investment. So should I invest so much, whether I get a break-even point when I can recover my investment back, return on investment ROI, you have to work out and see that, then only you can come into the picture of AI. And there are certain ways that instead of you doing, you can contract, or there are so ways of reducing the cost, that and skill required, need a trained person. And security of the data, adaptability. And advanced machine learning and automation, optimize the cost control, detect fraud, ensure regulatory compliances through manufacturing operation. This is very important because compliance has become a big issue. Now with the AI, they can go and all government regulations, compliances, whether the company has done or not, can be seen with the help of AI. And automate routine audit, flag discrepancies, predict cost trend, and provide real time. And one of the most important thing is that when we go for the audit, we feel that many of the people who go for the audit or accounting, etc., they know that company is working on SAP, COPA model, production model, sales model, etc. But while asking the details, they say, give me the sales report. If you ask a sales report, they say, we don't have any sales report. If they say raw material, I don't have any raw material report. Unless you use the particular word which is generate a report in the ERP or SAP, then they will give the report. These are all the just names of the few reports which, if you are aware of the name and ask the question, the response is different from same question asked in a different language. Words used are important. Like one is cost overrun report, flags the production cost which have exceeded the budgeted amount. That is nothing but the variances which comes into the picture. And fraud detection report highlighting the duplicated invoices, unapproved purchases, and suspicious suppliers. If you go to this report, you are going for entire audit, then your time taken will be less, and you directly catch them out. And predictive cost optimization, identify the opportunity to negotiate with the supplier, optimize production process, and reduce waste. And compliance audit, compliance with the law of MCA. And supply chain analysis, review of the transportation cost, warehousing cost, because logistic cost is one of the huge costs where applying of the costing technique through AI can reduce the cost up to 30%. And these are all the areas of costing like data collection, classification of cost, real-time monitoring, record maintenance for compliance, and integration with ERP system. For this is the description, this is the use of AI tools, and that is the example of AI tools. And this will be shared because of the shortage of time. We are sharing this information. You can contact this one. And this is what we are doing in cost audit, maintenance of records. And when you come to the audit, variance analysis, anomaly detection, predictive cost insight, preparation of the cost audit report, compliance monitoring, visualization of the report. For example, cost audit report CRA 3 can be prepared automatically through AI technology. And if you insert the CRA 2, CRA 1 cost records maintenance, it will give you the report stating that whether this cost statement has prepared in line with CRA 1 or not. To that extent, it can go and do it. Only the thing is how you ask the question or what answer you want, you first decide. To suit that answer, you ask the question. That is it today. Who is expert in asking a question to get a right answer, he is the winner. AI application in the cost audit, automated cost accounting, financial record analysis, fraud detection, AI compliance, productive cost, because some of the things are already previous speakers have covered. Therefore, I'm just moving it out. And cost audit, cost variance analysis, compare the actual with budget, highlight suspicious transaction, and ensure tax and regulatory adherence and comment. AI detects 30% of the overspending in logistic cost. Like we used to thought that 5% saving in the cost is equivalent to 30% increase in the revenue, which we have been taught in our intermediate. So now it can experience here. And now what I have done is I have taken few sectors and try to identify what is the AI application in the area. Because all the areas AI cannot be applied from the cost audit angle. There are few areas where application reduces your time and get a good result. When in a manufacturing sector, if you go to the predictive maintenance, it gives the reducing machine downtime. So machine downtime reduction, then reflect that as a cost in number of figures. And AI-driven quality inspection detects fraud defect. And more the defects, more the loss. Reduce the defects and give the action plan. Supply chain optimization reduces cost and improve the logistics. AI-powered demand forecasting optimizes production planning. And energy optimization. Energy is one area where AI can see that they reduce from energy consumption. If it is 100, it can see that it is reduced to 40. That is the power of AI with respect to energy management. And this is with respect to the management consultancy, what can be done. And this is with respect to the healthcare, because this is today's trend is that healthcare will have some 29 lakh inpatient, and they will have an inpatient of 2 lakhs, outpatient, inpatient, and specialties are like this. In these circumstances, how to compute? You have a medical diagnosis through AI-powered radiology, pathology, and like hospital management through bed allocation, staff scheduling, all this is done by AI, we can get the information. Once you get the AI report on this, then our audit will become much professional, much authentic, much productive. This is with respect to educational sector, like adopting the learning platform. Like I can get my books through AI so that printing will not be there and student will read and come to the class. Then as a teacher, I should know how to handle a person who has come prepared with the information. Like taking a class is one where student doesn't know anything, then handling a class is one type. Here students come with the information, then handling the class is a different. So that odd change is required. Thank you.
Sir mainly focused on how AI can be used to check compliance status and importance of using particular term while using AI generating the reports, and areas where like variance analysis, anomaly detection, supply chain optimization, where AI can be used while preparing the reports. And thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Now it's time to hear from Chidambara, sir. Dr. CMA Chidambara Ganapaya, an alumni of Indian Institute of Management, Bengaluru, and fellow member of Institute of Cost Accountants of India, and he has 32 years of experience involving leadership roles focused on driving business transformational changes for diverse sectors of industries across geographies. He is currently working as Senior Director, Strategic and Delivery Excellence for Oracle Consulting, Europe, Middle East, and Africa. Thank you. And I request CMA Chidambara sir to take over the session.
Thank you for the excellent session so far. Like Mr. Ramaskanda sir said, my respect to late CMA B.R. Prabhakara sir. And he was very close to us, and he was my guru as well. And whenever I talked to him, we used to interact on Sanskrit, because any session that we talk about, he will not start without talking something about Sanskrit. So I hope, the great soul will rest in peace, and the family members, including CMA family members, will have strength to withstand and bear the loss. With that, dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, it is my pleasure and privilege to be standing in front of you, talking about the CMA audit and ESG. My focus will be mainly on ESG, because we have got speakers already covered on the cost audit aspect, in my view, ESG will be a new area, a continuation of the CMA profession. Like we said, manufacturing to logistics, which basically made the business from 1 to 4 times, ESG has a potential to make it happen. And I really thank you, the Institute, SIRC, as well as Bengaluru chapter, for giving me this opportunity. Let me try to take approximately 20 minutes and try to close my talk on this subject. So when I talk about, again, the signing today is basically my view, not necessarily of my company. This exactly I'm going to cover in next we're doing. A lot of huge potential over here. And ESG takes the holistic view, because when we talk about a financial view is one angle, we also have to look at sustainability view. Combination of this is basically something that we can really manage well. And though, we talked about Trump basically does not care about some of these that we talked in the morning, please note whether anybody are able, when we're talking about ESG, there is no option, because looking at the future generation, ESG becomes mandatory. So with that being in the mind, let us talk about what are the factors, key performance indicators is basically ESG basically is looking for. What we track as the ESG. One is carbon footprint. We talked about something which how much carbon footprint we are creating. 2047, 100 year of India, we committed that we should become carbon neutral as India. And there are many countries who have agreed for the same agreement, which is Paris Agreement. Whether you like it or not, that becomes the mandate. The second thing is about energy consumption. How are we able to use the energy? How do we use renewable energy and ensure that we do not consume too much energy? And again, for AI machine to run, there are a lot of electrical energy being used. How do you manage AI along with energy consumption? That's an area. Then we talk about waste management. Morning when I was looking at some of the chart, I think Shripada sir basically mentioned, please do not waste a lot of things, specifically throw a lot of things. Exactly, it's very apt, because we have to create our future generation. We have to work for them. Minimizing the waste will also minimize the cost. Managing the waste is very, very important. Also talking about biodiversity. How do we save this earth? How do we have, the earth is basically there for the future generation. Also one of the important parameters to be measured, not only by us, but also by all corporate across, to ensure that we are able to achieve sustainability goals, which is on ESG. That is one dimension. Other dimension is society or social. Employee satisfaction and turnover rates, employee turnover. We're talking about diversity and inclusion. We're talking about health and safety measures and community engagements. Now, when COVID-19 happened, we had a mechanism to get a system which basically talks about each and every employee, what are the things one should do in terms of safety and measures, etc. It used to give directions, etc. That is something which basically was built using AI as a technology then. Governance, basically board composition including diversity. Diversity means it need not be only male and female, it could be people from different sectors to be part of the governance. Compliance and ethics, we know, risk management and sustainable supply chain management are the 12 different key aspects which need to be complied with all corporates. Now let us see how AI, and before we go to AI, let us talk about what is AI. And most of us know what AI is all about. It replaces the repetitive task done by human being by machines. So which means to say, it basically automates repetitive tasks, looks at patterns, and gives a lot of output. Only one disadvantage here is, it does based on what we provide in. And again, there are a lot of challenges like ethical consideration. The data that we provide also makes a huge difference, and that is something which we need to really watch for. So only thing, then what happens is, talk about AI, it also has got 3 layers, which is called machine learning, which is the engine behind. We also talk about deep learning, which enables nothing but our generative AI, okay? So this is basically general thing when Harshad was talking about how do we really get information. Some of these happens in the background. Now let us get into the corporate. Okay, before getting the corporate, we talk all of these are based on data. Some of the classical AI we talked about is used on data which is accessible by using database. Like you've got the data about your inventory, data about your financial. What it cannot read is something called unstructured data. Unstructured data is, let us say we have, Skanda sir talked about the artificial intelligence being used by Bengaluru traffic. How do they do is, if there's a mechanism only that we read data in the Excel, it would not have been possible. What it does is, it reads information from the social, it also reads information from the images from the camera, which is called unstructured information, and using those information, it collates the information together based on the pattern. The AI engine using LLM basically does an analysis and provides a report. It is as simple as that, but it's as complex as the data that we look at. So in order to manage this data, what we do is we capture as an input, we basically process using the patterns, and finally provide information in terms of question and answering. Again, prompt engineering is one of the topics that we talked about. How do you put a question? How exactly we get sentiment analysis? For example, in this room, we talk about how many people are there, what exactly is happening. Some of sentiments based on whatever feedback you provide can be done. Extracting the information, image captioning, like what we said is how do we really caption the images, object recognition, instruction flowing, or the models that basically works as generative AI. Now look at the corporate. Now corporate, how does it really work is, we talked about the data which is coming from, let us say, Oracle Fusion application. It could be SAP, it could be whatever. So we have got these like ERP, EPM, like let us say SEM, supply chain management, it could be IoT or many other information systems where we capture the data, including IoT. IoT normally does it. It can capture the information, for example, in a manufacturing company, just by sensing. It is not necessary that you have to basically put the data in. It basically sends the data and provides the data. On top of these ERP, we have got something called agents. So when we talk about all the things that happens in the background, we put something called agents. And these agents uses something called embedded system within the application. For example, if you are using Oracle Fusion, the agents are embedded into the system. You don't have to invest more there. And when it's embedded, it does some normal functions. Oracle as such, as of now, has got 100+ agents in different areas. Now, these agents are basically just embedded. Also, it basically gives an opportunity to customize using the extensible AIs. Example, in case of sustainability and ESG, there is an agent called supplier sustainability assessment. How do we measure the sustainable thing of your supplier? For example, if you have a vendor, how do you measure the vendor follows all the norms that is required based on ESG? It can trace it back. Carbon footprint calculation, diversity and inclusion analysis can also be done using these agents. So you've got a data layer, you also have agent on top of it, and this provides the information that you need as AI output, which provides a holistic view of enterprise performance in terms of automated data extraction, in terms of aggregation, real-time monitoring, benchmark prediction, impact and risk management, etc., etc. So the whole engine for an enterprise, how it works is, you've got a system to capture the data, maybe using sensors, using IoT, Internet of Things, a lot of or industrial Internet of Things, or ERP, whatever. On top of it, we have an agent. It could be extensible or it could be embedded agent. Combination of this will provide you the desired output. It is not that it just comes like a Google. It's not like that. Because in this case of enterprise, we are not using general data. We are using data which is specific to the organization or enterprise. This is how the AI work for an enterprise. Now let's move about how can AI help achieving ESG goals. So there are two things. One is ESG goals, achieving of goals. Second thing is reporting the goals. Let us look at how AI helps in achieving the ESG goals. The first area is smart grids. For example, electricity consumption. We talk about energy saving. The AI tool, which is on top of the smart grid, can basically manage energy demand and integrate. Indeed, we experimented this in one of the places called Chandapur near to Bangalore, where we said, can we have an AI engine on top of the grid, which basically looks at demand and supply and ensure that it manages the demand and supply so that it can provide lot of saving. Practically application using the grid management, using AI. Again, predictive maintenance. For example, if maintenance has to happen for the equipment that you use in the organization, manufacturing organization, it can tell you where the problem, prediction is better than cure, right? So it basically can help you and save a lot of cost. And demand and side management, AI can analyze data and optimize the data, and it can provide using the engine that we talked about. So that's one of the application of AI, specifically in the area of ESG. The second area is talking about decarbonizing transportation. This is an important thing. Now, for example, we have a system called OTM, Oracle Transportation Management. What it does is, it basically optimizes the transportation routes of vehicles, which routes provide me the optimal energy saving, reduce the carbon footprint. And also it, again, we have to have public transportation, trucks, etc. It can really optimize, and it basically provide the information, help you to optimize, not just reporting. Traffic management, we just talked about. I don't have to talk about traffic management. Here's a live example in Bengaluru. It basically helps you not only to save the cost, but also to ensure, if you extend the same, it can also help you to reduce the carbon footprint or pollution in Bengaluru. Same way, autonomous vehicles still can basically help you to reduce the carbon footprint, decarbonize, and ensure that we are able to achieve the sustainable goals. Now let us look at how we can further explain how exactly AI can help. Material optimization, right? How exactly, for example, we have a product design. Let us say we are making a car. How can AI help you to provide substitutes which can really help optimizing the material? If I'm able to reduce the material or optimize the material which is complying with the ESG standard, we are basically sustaining or ensuring that we are giving something back to our future generation. Again, supply chain optimization, look at complete supply chain, both horizontal and vertical integration, and look at, is there a way that I can look at not only my organization, beyond my organization, or my supplier taking care of all of this. And also it basically can help taking care of predictive maintenance and also taking care of agriculture. Now, in agriculture sector, there are a lot of universities. Again, one of the universities, Tumakuru, also tried out saying that, is there a way that I can manage the supply of water to my plants in the agriculture sector and ensure that you only use so much water required, not less or not more, so that you can be more productive in your production, not using some of the inorganic different things, right? So this is something which is also can be done using the AI. Carbon capture and storage, important to capture and storage the technologies that basically help to ensure that, how do we really take care of the carbon dioxide emission and convert into something that we can have some use, right? And finally, how do you assess the financial risk? For example, you are into investment, AI can be, someone said in the morning, saying that the stock markets uses AI more than stock market. The people invest on stock market also use AI for their assessment. So these are all something which you can really help achieving the ESG goals. How can AI help you track? Now, one of the things that basically AI does is, it basically helps you to aggregate the data and standardization. It gathers the data, standardize and report. And that basically will help you how exactly we are complying with ESG requirement. And most important is automatic data extraction. Now, you may talk about, because everything revolves around the data. If my data is not right, the output will also not be right. Now, can we have people putting the data in? It is impossible. What will AI do is, it uses unstructured data as well, using some of the algorithms that we talk about, and it basically gets the right data captured and ensure that this is automatic so that we don't have to invest a lot of time on that. This is one of the way we are able to track the ESG compliance goals, KPIs using AI. Next thing is real-time monitoring. It basically helps you to monitor, because one of the, not a capacity or capability of human brain is we cannot remember a lot of facts, a lot of data points. If I know so many people today in this room, maybe I can remember only 15, 20 of you. What AI can do is, AI can remember each and every one of you, each and every one's action and what you have been doing, and it can create a pattern and say what it means. That is the capability AI brings on table, which is different from what human beings can do. And also it can help you to benchmark how are we among our own collaborators or competitors, how are we in the industry, how are we doing across the nations. So this is how it can really help. Other areas are predictive analytics, impact assessment and risk identification. Some of these in general we talked about. Now let's move on some of the dashboards we talked about. Again, it's using the system. It talks about what is the benchmark in terms of environment, talking about water consumption, we're talking about waste management, we're talking about energy, all of this information coming through a system we don't have to worry about, right? Now let's talk about a little more. How does cost audit synergizes with ESG, right? Morning we talked about cost audit, in the previous speakers have talked about cost audit. We just touched upon on the ESG. Now how does it really synchronize? The purpose of cost audit is basically assessment of the, objective is to ensure that the cost of production as well as cost of sales includes only those factors which are absolutely necessary and that those factors are used in the most efficient way, and also verify that cost account records are accurate and to detect all errors or frauds in the cost records. This is exactly what is done by the cost audit. Whereas what ESG audit does is an assessment of risks of the organization faced towards ESG factors and can provide a level of assurance over the integrity of company's ESG, because a company may be doing great job. If this is not taken care, company may not be able to sustain. It is not about how do they do on profits, margin, etc. How do they really do with respect to ESG is critical. Now, if I had to look at combination of this, AI can really integrate reports that combine cost and ESG performance matrix and providing holistic view of enterprise performance. It is not about financial performance or a cost performance. We also look at how are we performing with respect to ESG. And this is the capability AI brings to you on table, right? Now, how does this synergy happen? So we have got ESG in one hand, you've got cost audit in other hand. The synergy happens through integrated data. So why should we have a separate system? For example, EPM we talk about, Oracle EPM, it is talking about not only, let us say, your prediction or forecasting in terms of financial or cost data, it also talks about the performance in terms of the ESG. We have got ESG data also being captured. That's also part of the same system. So when we talk about complete enterprise performance, we not only talk about financial or cost performance, we also talk about using AI, integrated data analysis that help reduce the cost, improve ESG performance, and ensure that improved transparency and accountability are maintained. So this is where we get the synergy between the cost audit and the ESG goals. Now let's move on quickly to the next one. So we talked about how cost audit is working, how we are able to extend the same thing for the ESG, because it's a great area for we as cost and management professionals to go towards. The next thing which is coming is the Industry 5.0. We talked about Industry 4.0 so far, which was working towards mass production, whereas Industry 5.0 works with mass personalization. The reason being why Industry 5.0 is coming is because Industry 4.0 did not focus on ESG. That's the only reason why we are going with Industry 5.0. Now, if you look at what Industry 5.0 focus are, the first one is people centricity. We are not talking about robots, we are talking about the cobots, which means we leverage AI to support us, right? And second thing is sustainability, which is nothing but ESG. So we need to work as to how do we achieve the sustainability goals. And third thing is resilience, being able to change quickly. You cannot change quickly unless you have a tool that supports you. Now, if you look at the focus area of Industry 5.0, one is cost optimization, which will also help reduce the waste and mistakes, which means less money going down the drain. In addition, with tasks being done faster and smoother, business can say goodbye to unnecessary cost. The cost reduction or cost optimization is one of the focus of Industry 5.0. The next thing is ESG with Industry 5.0 is focused basically on efficient way of complying with human and the computers or the systems working hand in hand. The combination of this is basically provides a great opportunity for CMAs. When I combine Industry 5.0, ESG, and cost management using AI, CMAs are in a great place to be in. I mean what I'm saying. This is a great opportunity for all of us. If we expand our scope of work, the knowledge in terms of cost management, ESG, and Industry 5.0, in the era of India's century, we all have great thing to do in our life, is what I strongly believe. Now, to do that, what is required is the basic things are not changing. AI is changing the role of accountant, putting you on a strategic role rather than someone said in the morning, reconciling the bank statement. Because all these things are done by the system itself. It allows us to focus on driving the growth of the business and ensure that we are able to have better outcomes on any projects or anything that we take. To do that, focus has to be towards the leadership, collaboration, and ESG considerations are key. Now, if the system can do the basic work that we talk about, what we should do is beyond, then only we can really add a lot of value to the system. So in summary, which is within my time, ESG is no more an option. It's not optional. Technology disruption and digital transformation is also irreversible. If you think that AI is going to go off, it is not going to go off. It is going to only enhance and add a lot of capabilities. It is a must to have, which is an irreversible process. It can help to achieve synergy between cost management and ESG framework, and convergence of these creates a great opportunity. We as CMAs, and it basically focuses on cost optimization and achieving the ESG goals. So with these, in a very quick way, in my view, CMAs are well placed to embrace upcoming Industry 5.0 through this synergy. AI is there to do, and it's going to really make a huge difference. So with that, I would like to thank you all. I hope it added a lot of information to you. Thank you.